All right. Hayashi, did you say you live in Singapore?
Yep,
Yeah. Was that earthquake in Indonesia too far away to feel, or did you guys feel that one, the 7.0 down there?
didn't feel
Didn't
anything.
feel it? Indonesia's probably a good several hundred miles away, isn't it?
Yeah, around. We're quite lucky here, since most of the quakes around the region don't really.
Looks like we have everyone. Looks like everyone's here. That's good news.
Ready to go.
Hey, Dan, did you feel that earthquake in Seattle?
I did not.
No.
No.
It was like 3 in the morning, wasn't it? Something like that.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
probably asleep.
Yeah. Yeah. You going to Gen Con or anything?
No, no
No.
Gen Con.
I'll be at Gen Con in 2 weeks. That's why we're going to have like 3 weeks before we play again, because I'll be in Disneyland next week and then Gen Con in 2 weeks. And taking my kids for the first time, too. They're 14 and 13, so they're really looking forward to it.
Cool.
They just started playing a little mini campaign with their friends from school, so they're getting more and more excited about it.
They're going to hire you on to consult?
I think I'm not allowed. All right, so the group is the same as last time with the addition of one individual. So go ahead and do the introductions for Johnst, Dan.
Okay. Johnst is a human, male, blonde hair, kind of. Where he wears tethered leather armor, has a hand crossbow at his side. He just kind of looks around. If you get to know him, he tells you he was a former occultist, and he reformed, and now he fights evil things to compensate for his evil deeds he did as a cultist.
All right. The rest of the party consists of 4 elves and their dwarven interpreter. So, Don John, go ahead.
Yeah, Donjon is a dwarf fighter who is the translator between the party of elves and a sea elf. And when he's not talking, he's smacking.
All right, Galadwin.
That one is a prototypical nerd who basically read every single book in the. So she's on a journey to find more books that were not inside the Library of Candlekeep, as well as to learn more that was not written.
Okay, so she's probably spent the time since the last adventure in with the wizard there down in Area 7, I think it is, down here, who has the library. Next is Coralon.
Coralon is an elf from north, from the kingdom of Selene, and I think he has the dubious honor of being weakest,
Yeah, you are
most
second level.
inexperienced member of the party. So he's unlikely to wow you with firepower, but has a pretty good easygoing, laid back attitude, unlike some other. And, he plans to be on the outside of the, Mortal Kombat.
Then we have two guys that'll be on the inside of Mortal Kombat, starting with Braylon.
Eldritch Knight, elf, and he is likes to be out front fighting. Is very active, and he's now he's enjoying his newfound magic, and he's ready to start experiencing that and using it.
Yeah, being an Eldritch Knight, that's a subclass of fighter that lets you cast wizard spells, right?
Yep.
All right, next is, and last is Argus.
August is not going to be out front with his -1 con modifier, but he will. But he will be below battle, and he's mostly taken to adventuring to observe the events of this world and see what happens.
Oh yeah, I forgot that Argus liked to play things, liked the difficult up the difficulty. Okay, talk amongst yourselves for just a second. I gotta go grab something. I'll be right back.
Who has the lowest health? Is it level 2 Coralon?
Coralon,
Probably.
Wizard level 2, 12 hit
Oh.
points.
How many? 12?
Yeah.
I almost have quadruple, just over triple your health.
I am impressed. And envious.
Okay, so last time you guys were together, you were exploring a haunted mansion. And in your exploration there, you found it wasn't actually haunted, but it was the home of a smuggling ring that was operating out of the place. And you disbanded them, either by slaying them or taking some of them back in custody. And you found out, disturbingly, that they had been supplying weapons to a tribe of lizard folk who had a colony nearby Saltmarsh. The council was highly alarmed at that information, the town council, and they have come to you in hopes of hiring you to investigate the lizard folk lair and to learn why the creatures are arming themselves. And the council tries to impress upon you that their main priority is to keep the town safe from any possible lizard folk attack, but you're not required to act with hostile intent. In fact, your assignment is to find out what the lizard folk are up to. Hopefully it's not to attack our town, they tell you. If you recall, hopefully it is not, is what they say. They don't know if it is or is not.
So we need to engage diplomatically.
If it is,
Exactly.
yeah.
If it is, you're welcome to mete out any justice that you can, but you're not required to. They just need to know the details of the plans. So if you have reason to believe they plan to attack the town, if you can find out when, how, etc., and bring that information back, that's sufficient. Depending on how big this force of lizard folk is and from how many weapons have been shipped to them, it might be considerable. It might be too much to just go in there guns blazing and hope to come back alive. The town council leaders realize that it's a dangerous assignment they're asking you to go on, and in return for you undertaking it, they can offer you a reward of 700 gold pieces for the successful completion of the mission. They can also, if you choose to go by sea, provide you with a small boat. The boat you captured, it turns out, had been taken back by the Crown and is probably in Seaton now, being either refurbished or just being held there for relocation. But you can get a boat to get to the promontory, or you can travel overland through the whole marshes. The place is about 10 miles to the south, actually southwest of Saltmarsh. So here you are in Saltmarsh, and the Dunwater River is right here. The town council has nothing else to share with you. You had the crude map. You rescued Oceanus the Sea Elf, who was able to tell you that he had seen the ships basically offloading cargo at the promontory. And he did not see that they were lizard folk taking it, but now you know that they were.
Can we ask Oceanus to come with us?
You can, but he has to return to his home.
Gotcha.
Okay, yeah. So that is it. That is the information. The town council awaits on your answer expectantly.
Did we get any information out of like the mini dragon the last time?
The mini dragon. I don't know. Story-wise, that mini dragon might latch onto one of you. But I don't know that it's allowed in AL. But story-wise, you have one of them, and he isn't able to share any particular information. He's not very smart at all. Turns out mini dragons, at least this breed, are not very smart.
Well, I will undertake this mission. Protecting
Excellent.
innocence is my duty.
Excellent.
And Braylon's more than willing to venture out and find out more information.
Okay. So the town council, very happy that you guys have decided to help. Let me see something real quick. And of course, hope that you can set out as soon as possible. There's a picture of the council members. That's the plan from your last adventure. But whenever you're ready, you can head out. You just got to decide how you want to get there.
Does the weather hint that traveling by sea would be safe enough right now? We don't want to wait around for the proper tides and all that stuff.
Sure. No, it should be safe to travel by sea.
And luckily, we can stay by the coast, which would make it pretty safe, even if there were some storm.
Yep,
Did
Yeah.
the town council give us access to a boat?
they did. And your same two town guardsmen are going to man it for you.
Hey, what are their names again?
What were their names?
Hungry
Let's see. Was that under?
Benedary.
That's what I'm playing. There's your fishing boat. Never mind the Kraken in the background. And Lars and Pingor are their names.
Lars and Pingor.
Yep.
Well, they've seen us in action. Know that we're stout.
Yes, they are. They're proud to sail with you once again. So by sea will it be?
By sea it is.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you purchase any supplies you need. You meet Lars and Pingar down at the docks under the. You set out, and you have to travel around this island. The narrow passage through there is too dangerous to go, so they sail you around that island and then head on down the coast. The trip down the coast is going to take, let's see, by sea. Let's see how long it takes you. About 10 miles the crow flies. Sea journey will take you about 3 hours. Okay. So as you're approaching, before you get right to the area, you want to cast any spells like mage armor or anything like that? Or aid, or
I would.
go for it.
Actually,
Cast
I'll
mage
wait.
armor.
I'm gonna wait.
I just got the new Wars and Weapons and Monsters and Creatures books. They're pretty cool. Lots of
What are those
lots
from?
of neat art. It's like a little introductory thing for Dungeons and Dragons, like for something you could share with like brand new players maybe,
Okay.
so they can kind of get some of the story elements behind it and what the races are and things like that. Okay. So I got a map of this area. There we go. Okay, so I should have reshared you, and you'll want to zoom out a little bit too to see all of what the map shows. But as you're approaching the promontory, you get a view of this hill that juts up about 80 feet above the sea here. And let's see here. While you're at sea, as your boat's approaching the promontory, you see a well-traveled and relatively dry track leading from the coast, disappearing into the interior of the marsh. And that is right here. So if you wanted to disembark maybe where no one would see you, you could certainly disembark there. You don't know if that track goes to the promontory. You can see the promontory from this point. It is to the south. Let's see, which was north of that map. Southeast of that point there. Past the river and along the shore, basically just south of the shore here.
It
So
seems like
do you want to
any
yeah, do you
place
want
to.
you want to disembark there or proceed on?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lars pulls the boat up to the marshy ground there, and you guys hop out into the spongy, soggy soil. The surf's pounding against the shore here. The river is flowing out, the Dunwater River flowing out into the ocean. And the pathway leads off into the swamp. So,
What time of day is it, Tom?
let's see, 3 hours from when you left, and say you left in the morning at 8, it'd be about noon,
Okay.
11 or noon.
I'll probably have Sally in her dimensional space.
Okay. All right. So then you start marching or start hiking, looking for a path that cuts back towards the promontory. You first come to a path that goes the wrong direction. And if you were to follow that direction, it might eventually lead back towards Saltmarsh. But there's one continuing ahead. So following the one continuing ahead, you come to a ford in the river after a short little bit of travel. And it does turn toward the promontory, which is reassuring.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. How swift does the river seem to be going?
It's pretty slow flowing right here, so no trouble navigating it.
Is
Okay,
it
'cause
deep enough?
I'm not a good swimmer.
Is it deep enough to hide dangers?
Yeah, this whole place, everywhere you are, is dangerous appearing. Anything can come out of the bogs, you think, at any time. So you want to cast any other preparatory spells or anything?
No,
How deep is
I'm
the
just
river?
worried that you're going to slide into this bog and be sucked down again. Are any tracks? Have we come across any footprints or tracks or wagon ruts or anything on the pathway?
Go ahead and everyone make a survival check. That's a wisdom check.
Uh-oh.
You'll need to scroll way back up to the left to get to your character.
Oh, that's a big map.
Yeah. Argus, oh wow. Okay, so if there are any Argus, we're going to find them. Let me check here. Yes, coming and going, you find for sure large clawed foot tracks of a bipedal creature. You can see some marks of tails dragging behind. Definitely lizard folk coming and going down this pathway. With that amazing check, Argus, and your training in survival, you also spot some tracks that are kind of out of place here. They look like bipedal frogs, a number of them. And one set of tracks you find is of a huge, what must be an enormous toad, a toad maybe the size of a horse, weighed down pretty heavily as if it's being ridden. So that is the most recent of all the tracks that is out of place. And it came from the west. It intersected the path just to the west of the ford. And then it proceeded across the ford and into the swamp, the direction you guys are heading. As did the other frog tracks. The lizard folk tracks go back and forth both directions.
Okay, I relay this to the party. And can I draw my bow and wand just to be prepared in case something is...
Sure.
How
Alright,
deep is the river at this point?
how deep is the river? At its deepest, it would be up to about 8 feet deep.
Could I use more earth to basically create a path across the river?
Move earth. Yeah, you could start trying to make sandcastles and make a path across. So your warlock, Galadriel, forms a mostly dry path for you guys to cross. Of course, the river washes it away rapidly, but it gives you a
Yeah.
chance to cross quickly.
We'll do that.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So, on the other side, ready for any danger that might appear. You want to keep traveling that direction down the path?
Yes.
All right.
Seems as good as any to go.
Okay.
Is there a lot of cover? Could there be things hiding behind
Yeah.
bushes,
Yeah. The
little islets and the like?
yeah. There's as soon as you get a little ways away from the river, there's big
Tufts.
big tufts of grass and vegetation, and even trees here and there, and vines dangling down from them. Lots of places to hide. And
Keep your eyes peeled, everybody.
you're traveling down the path, watching out for danger when something will happen. So you're traveling towards the promontory, which is good. And let's see. I'm going to move you guys to another spot on the map. Okay, so you're traveling through the marsh along a trail. The trail is the only part of the area around you that's not difficult terrain. Everything else off the trail would be difficult terrain. And you're traveling from the left side of the screen towards the right side of the screen. The tracks in the mud continue. Lizard folk coming and going, frogs heading towards the lizard folk, and a big giant toad as well amongst the frogs. So take up your marching order that you want to have when you guys are about here on the map. I imagine Don John's in front or near the front, but you might have Argus close too because he's good at tracking. So go ahead and set up whatever order you want.
Somebody has to be in the middle.
You don't have to be on the track. You can, if you are able to walk on water or are really fast at moving through natural terrain, move off the path if you want. Johns, do you want to have your bat in an extra dimensional place or out?
It'll be extra dimensional since
Okay.
it's light out for right now.
Got it. All right. So you are not surprised when leaping from the muddy water are humanoids that look like giant frogs walking on 2 feet. They leap right up to the edge of the path all around you guys. But since you were so good at tracking and spotting and watching, you used no chance of you being surprised by them. So they immediately launch into attack against you. Go and roll initiative, everyone. All right, so the first of you guys to react to these things is Don John.
Hey, Tom, the turn order thing is busted again.
It's working for
Like, it doesn't
me.
show anyone this time.
It's working
I
for
see
me.
everyone.
I've got it.
You might have to reload, Don John.
Okay.
But why don't you take your turn first? You go, and then 2 Bullywugs go, and then Johnston, and then 2 more Bullywugs. So
Okay. I guess I'm just gonna move up here and gonna swing at the Bullywug.
okay, you go wading through the marsh into the marsh. Difficult terrain. It takes you 20 feet to move that far. Your great sword with a 14 glances off this Bullywug's shield. These things are all wearing, it looks like, hide armor, carrying large shields made out of either shells or wood, piece of driftwood or whatever, and they carry spears. And
Okay.
Going to reload while you're waiting to
Yeah,
come
I'm
back.
gonna just completely wipe it.
All right, so the first Bullywug leaps onto Argus. He tries to bite you, Argus. Missing, and stabbing you with a spear for a 15 is enough and does 7 piercing damage to you. Then the next Bullywug leaps towards Coralon. He does the same with a bite. 13, I think, missing. Spear 22 hits you, Coralon, for 2 points of piercing damage.
There it is.
Johnst, you're able to react. So there's one right beside you on Coralon, one attacking Argus by you, and 2 more coming.
Okay, so I guess I have to draw my rapier. I don't have to, but I will draw my rapier and try to attack this one that's right by me here.
All right. Yeah.
And that hits.
Yes.
So we'll add some sneak attack. I think I'm going to bonus action disengage.
Okay, so you did 15. That dropped him.
Oh, okay. Then I don't have to bonus action disengage. I will just stay where I'm at for now.
All right.
And I'll be my turn.
2 more Bullywugs coming. Seeing you cut down their friend, one leaps towards you. Bites you for 2 points of piercing damage, or bludgeoning damage. Yeah, and then stabs you with a spear, missing. And then another Bullywug coming. This one attacks Braylon. Multi-attack with a bite. 17. You going to shield that, or you going to take it, Braylon?
I think I'm Ace Armor, so is it my AC 19 now?
Yeah, it might be.
It is.
Might be.
I think I'm 19 now.
Let's see here. You got Mage Armor going. That's 3. Shield 4, 5. 6, 7, 8 for Dex. So you'd be at 8. You can't get fighting style defense if you're not wearing armor, I don't think. But you're 18 at least, so that missed.
Okay, 18.
And then his spear attack. That's a miss. Braylon, your turn.
All right, I will swing right back at I gotta do rapier first. I'm sorry. There.
That's a hit. 8 points of piercing, or 6 points of piercing, and he is just crackling with energy all around him.
Yeah. And that's my turn.
Argus, your turn.
I will cast Hex on the one that attacked. And then I will drop my bow as a free action and pull out my rapier and stab.
Hex on the one that attacked you. 17 connects, gets by his armor, doing 7 points of damage to him. And next to go is Galadwin.
And it takes 4 more for the sneak attack.
Oh, okay. 4 more, finishes him. Now it's your turn, Galadwin.
Others use shocking grasp at melee range at the closest front.
Okay. 10 does not connect. Coralon, your turn.
Cast Firebolt on this Bullywug here.
$11 does not connect. Now, the 2 remaining Bullywugs. Okay, this one leaps onto Johnst, multi-attacking with a bite and a spear. 15 does not get to Johnst. And then the last of the Bullywugs, the one that Donjon attacked from the start, fighting back against Donjon. 16 for 4 and 22 for 4.
Okay.
Okay, that's it. You guys look around. The marshes and the reeds, you see nothing moving outside. It's just the Bullywug surrounding you, you think. And your turn, Don John.
Gonna attack with the great sword.
That's a miss.
It's gonna miss. And that'll be it.
John's your turn.
Okay, on the one that's on the path, I'm going to use my insightful
Nice.
fighting thing.
Oh, he's not going to be at 25 with his deception, I don't think. No, we got 3.
And then I will-
What? What is
So
that?
then I will rapier him. It's a thing that allows me to sneak attack.
Oh yeah, you trick him mightily, and he goes down.
Okay, and that'll be my turn.
Okay, so let's see. That you can use sneak attack versus target even if you don't have advantage, but not if you have advantage. Non-passive creatures. Duration's 1 minute, or until you
So
win
you
versus a different target. Okay, got it.
right. And by the way, I'm not gonna kill that one. I'm
Just
just
knock him out?
Not knock him down.
Okay. He is knocked out. Then the Bullywug that came to attack Braylon keeps fighting against your Eldritch Knight. Stabs you with or tries to bite you. That will hit unless you shield it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
You'll take it. 5 points of
Yep.
bludgeoning.
Okay.
And then stabs you with a spear for 7 piercing.
Okay.
You're going to take the 7.
Yeah.
Your turn, Braylon.
I'm gonna swing back.
The lightning surrounding him goes away. Braylon swings back. Doesn't connect the second time, though.
Yeah, it's my turn.
And Argus, your turn.
I will drop my rapier and pick up my bow as a free action, and I will bonus action move my hex to the one that attacked Braylon and take a shot at him.
Okay, you connect and do 12 points damage to that frog, killing him. 13, killing him. And then Galadwin, your turn. There are
Eldritch.
2 left alive.
Oh, Eldritch plus the one attacking John.
Okay, that is armor class 17 you're looking for because he's got cover. 21 connects for 5 points of force damage. Then
Yep, that's all.
Coraline, your turn.
Did you say they have metal armor or just
Hide. Just
studded
hides,
hide?
yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm going to try acid splash on the Bullywug.
He tries to dodge the magic, fails, takes 13 or 3 points of acid damage. Then the Bullywugs respond.
He's going to move off the back. Yeah, done.
This one, fighting you, John, lets out a loud croaking sound, which seems odd and out of place, and then stabs you with his bite and spear. 17 for 3, Johnst. This one, fighting you, Don John, echoes the loud croak the first one gave, and you feel like they're calling in reinforcements. He bites at you, Don John, and misses, and he stabs at you, Don John, and misses. No reinforcements show up right away. Your turn, Don John.
Let's go with the greatsword again. Oh my god, these 14.
Missed by 1 again.
Pass.
John's your turn.
All right, I will now do insightful fighting on the one that's still on me here.
This one knows what's coming. He's going to beat you. No, still failed.
And so
That was his best deception he ever did. 10 dropped him or knock him out.
yeah, I'm just gonna knock him out.
Knocked him out. Got it. And then you can finish your move where you want.
And then I will actually sheath my rapier, and that'll be my turn.
All right, Braylon, your turn.
Braylon's gonna move up besides Don John and attack this one. So I will.
That connects. You can thunderous booming blade him. Okay, so he's booming bladed, shimmering, resonating with energy. Argus, your turn.
I will bonus action move the hex and try and shoot down.
Armor class 17 you're looking for. Ooh, that's not a hit. Galadwin, your turn. And for cover and figuring cover and such, I use
Eldritch Blast.
the rules from Dungeon Master's Guide, page 251. Eldritch Blast 16 is a miss by 1. After Galadwin, Coraline, your turn.
This is a horrible place to die. Looking over my shoulder for things burbling up, and move to there, and I'll do the firebolt on the remaining.
All right, 17 is what you need to pass the firebolt between your allies and strike that frog. You do, and you kill the frog. Goes down in burning flames. Anything else,
Say a
Corlon?
little prayer. Yeah, change clothes. Breeches.
Okay. The top of the
Bonus
next
action.
round, you see more bullywugs coming. All right. 2 more bullywugs leap up into the fray from the south. There. And there. And 1 strangely regaled bullywug joins them as well. You can see this one. Here's I'll blow it up so you can see what it looks like.
That's a big
Got some
bullywug.
big fronds on its back. Got a strange looking staff spear that it's holding with some sort of animal skull on the tip of it. And it's got like this huge bulging lower chin / jowls. And let me roll their initiatives. I'm going to take the unconscious guys out here. Let's put them to the side there. The Croaker got a 10. Bullywug 1 got a 12. Bullywug 2 got a 17. All right, Don John. You hear a cry from your friends. More coming from the south.
Yep. I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't move into difficult terrain. Oh wait, right there. And I'm gonna attack this bullywug.
Oh, that's a hit.
23 for 10.
10 almost cut him down. After Don John, John's your turn.
All right, the one with all the regalia.
Yep.
I'm going to try to use my insightful fighting on him.
Okay.
Oh, but I rolled really poorly.
Oh, he's got it. Ooh, yeah.
Okay, so instead, I'm going to go after the one that I'm going to pull out my hand crossbow, and I'm going to attack the bullywug that my friend just attacked.
Okay. Armor class 17 for this shot.
Yeah.
That's a
There
hit.
we go.
And down goes the frog.
All right, and that'll be my turn.
All right. The Croaker directs this other bullywug to come over here and leap upon Jonst, who killed the first of the remaining ones. Miss with a bite, miss with a spear. Braylon, your turn.
So did you say that this and this is difficult terrain?
Yeah, anything not on the path is difficult terrain.
Okay, so let's see, that's 30 feet. Difficult counts as 2, right?
Yeah,
So I come up 1 short.
yeah.
Okay, so I will just switch to my bow, and I will shoot my longbow at this guy.
Okay. That is a miss, I believe. Let me double check. Yep, that's a miss.
All right, that's my turn.
Argus, your turn.
Bonus action, move the hex to the shiny one, and then shoot.
That connects for 9. Okay, after Argus the Croaker goes, he will... He moves to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he moves to there. And then he's going to do... that. No. This. Yeah. Okay, this one lets out a deafening croak. And you feel it ringing in your ears, and you each take 13 psychic damage. And you have disadvantage on con saves till the end of your next turn. And if you make a DC 12 wisdom save, you can have the damage and not have the disadvantage.
Can you ping on where we are? Because I had to reload, and
Yeah.
now I'm
Sure.
lost.
Did that load it for you?
It did not. Something weird is happening. It's still trying to load into the system.
Oh, okay. Well, let me know when it gets in
So
there and you'll be okay. Okay, Argus, Croaks,
Can you
Coralon.
explain how I take psychic damage? Is it
It's
straight
the
off
same
normal
as
hit
everything else, so you having 6 hit points to start will be down to 0 hit points.
points?
And you can put a red X through your guy like Argus. So Argus and Coralon drop unconscious at that deafening croak let out by the frog. Braylon does as well, it looks like. So half the party goes down after that. Donjon, Galadwin, did you guys take your damage?
I did.
Good job.
Yep.
13.
6.
And you both make your save, or no?
I made it just.
I did not make it.
Donjon failed it. So Donjon, I'm going to put a heart on your guy. That just indicates that till the end of your next turn, you have disadvantage on con saves. Yeah,
Gotcha.
which is bad because that's what that save just was. Braylon.
That save was just a wisdom save.
Oh, it was a wisdom save, wasn't it?
Yeah.
what was the DC again?
DC on the
Oh.
save was 12.
All right, so I succeed. So I take 6.
Yeah, good job.
Yes.
Okay, it's looking grim. Everyone's down all around you. Croaker's just gone and is done. Let me check. Galadwin, your turn.
Would you say that these frogs are considered humanoids?
To the best of your knowledge, let me see. Croaker. Yeah, you'd think it's a humanoid.
I cast whole person on the croaker and healing light on Braylon.
Very good. How many hit dice of healing light do you want to do? Or hit?
How
How many d6s?
Just one.
Just one. Okay, 3 hit points back, Braylon. You are when you fall unconscious, you drop prone, and you also drop whatever you had in your hand. So it's sitting on the ground next to you. Galadwin, for you to cast Hold Person, you'll be concentrating. So that lightning bolt symbol will be concentration for you. The Croaker's got to make a DC 14 Wisdom save. Dun 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 dun. Wisdom save. Oh, it made it.
Whoa.
Okay, Galadwin, you can take the lightning bolt off since you don't have to concentrate anymore. Coralon, you are dying. So you need to click on your guy and click your Armor 12 button, and that'll roll the death save for you. So that's a 19 on the die, which is good. That means you're trending towards stabilization. If you get 2 more rolls that are 10 or higher, you will stabilize and stop bleeding out. Coralon's done. Round is over. Donjon, your turn.
Yep. Gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll just attack with a greatsword again. 17 for 13.
That connects. 13 cuts a vicious wound in the frog.
And I'm going to just second wind myself
Okay.
for 12. And that'll be it.
Okay. After Donjon, John's your turn.
All right. Well, I'm going to try to insightful fighting this guy who's next to me.
Here is his amazing charisma check of 5. You got
All
him.
right. And then I guess I'm going to have to drop my hand crossbow, draw my rapier.
Okay.
And and I roll a 1.
Not good.
So I guess that's my turn.
Okay. Well, the Bullywug looks at you, looks at your crossbow on the ground, looks at his commander there. And his commander's distracted by Donjon, so he can't give him any good direction, so the Bullywug just fights back on Jonst. Multi-attacking with a bite first, 15, and then a spear. 16 connects for 2
hits me.
piercing. Bullywug is done. Braylon, your turn.
Braylon will stand up, pull his rapier. See, that's half, so his other half will be 1 step forward, and he's going to attack with his rapier.
All right. Ooh, not quite. Not quite. Okay, after Braylon, Argus. Argus, you are dying, so you got to make a death save. Oh, that's 1 failure. Guys, I need to get to Argus quick. He's dying out there. Croaker's turn. The Croaker now lets loose. Let's see. Oh no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's awesome. With a Roogloop. And all the Bullywugs that hear him gain 10 temporary hit points. So his buddy over there gets 10 temps. And he gets 10 temps. Oops. And then after his turn, Galadwin, your turn.
I'll use my renowned healing potion on Argus and healing light on.
Coralon. You can do 1 die on the Coralon.
One healing line.
Alright, so Coralon, you get back 5. Argus, you get back 7. You both come to consciousness lying on the path there. Whatever you had in your hands is lying beside you. And Galadwin steps away. Galadwin, you can have inspiration for bringing basically the whole party back into the fight. Coralon, your turn, just in time.
Okay, groggily shake my head and stagger upward. If I dropped my arcane focus, I pick that up as I stand.
Okay.
And thank Galadwin. Attack the Bullywug here.
Okay.
With I guess I'll try again. Sorry. Right, firebolt.
Firebolt. That connects, does 3 points of fire damage to the thing. There we go.
And it was half movement to stand, is that correct?
Right. Okay, after Coralon, that runs over Donjon.
Yep, just gonna give this one a big ol' smack. A solid 10.
That does not connect. Also, we can take this heart off your guy.
That'll be it.
Okay, John, it's your turn.
All right. Well, I have a guy. I will attack with my rapier and
Miss.
oh, all my good rolls have vanished. All right. I'm good. I guess I have to stay in front to
Protect the wizard there. Okay, the frog keeps attacking you, multi-attack and bite attack, spear attack. Ooh, crits you for 6, Johnst. Braylon, your turn.
All right, I will attack again.
12
Golly.
misses. Argus, your turn. You are conscious, Argus. You can stand up, grab whatever you had, and shoot.
I'll stand up, grab my bow, and I will use my inspiration for.
Nice.
And I'm shooting at the shiny one.
Oh, nice. The one by Braylon?
Yes.
Yes, okay, so that is 9 plus 7, so 16 points. He had 10 temps, so it does 6 real. 10 temps are gone. Alright, he's on death's door. Almost got him. Anything else, Argus?
Actually,
No, that's it.
did you count the sneak?
Yeah, it was, no.
Oh, he doesn't have hack.
Yeah, no hex going. Yeah, he was unconscious. Okay, the Croaker's turn. The Croaker is going to do a Galar Pat Croak again. Oh my god, another huge roll on the damage. 13 more psychic to everyone. 12 wisdom save halves it.
Woohoo!
Alright, Donjon, you're not going to have any disadvantage. Argus, no disadvantage. John's no disadvantage. Braylon has disadvantage and is unconscious.
Round down on damage, or
I'll use the heart. And Coralon, you did 6 damage, so that drops you. No heart, though. Yeah, you do round down, so the 13 becomes 6, but unfortunately you only had 5, right? So back to the ground for Coralon and Braylon. The Croaker's done. Galadwin, your turn.
If I move here, will I be able to hit the Croaker without cover?
Oh, Galadwin, you have the heart too, don't you? Yes, that is correct. That's how you avoid cover from your allies.
Okay. Eldritch Blast the Croaker and Healing Word on Coralon with 1.
All right. Eldritch Blast is a 15, even with disadvantage. That's hits, and the croaker is blasted into the marsh. Coraline gets 3 hit points back. The end of your turn, you lose your disadvantage on attacks. And anything else, Galadwin?
I'm out of actions, so
Well
yeah.
done. All right, after Galadwin, Coraline.
What is the point of getting up? Coraline staggers to his knees, picking up his arcane focus, thanking Gladwin again, and is going to magic missile this last Bullywug.
All right.
Might as well lay down again to take a nice little nap.
Exactly.
All right, 3 missiles streak forward, hit that guy for 11 points of damage. He had 7 temps, so that does another 4 beyond the 7 temps. Boom.
And just in case it wants to exact revenge, I'm going to move through here. Hold on, no, it's half.
Yep, you can get that far. It's 3 squares to stand, 4 or 5 to Argus
That's
square,
right.
6 to the
Cool.
square beyond us. Yep.
And
Okay.
power.
The end of that round. You, Don John, are looking down at Braylon, but then you kind of get a feeling like something big is coming. And
Uh-oh.
through the marsh, parting some reeds real close to you, too close for comfort, is a giant toad. And
Oh.
riding on said giant toad is a bullywug, regaled in all sorts of strange plant matter, all to raise his station above the other bullywugs, as far as you can tell, as if he's their king. And he croaks at you in... Can you speak common? He's croaking with harsh croaks and aggressive gestures, raising his spear up over his head and shaking it in your direction, and pointing at you, and then like pointing to the ground as if he's trying to get you all to kneel at his presence. And roll initiative, or you guys already have initiative. Don't roll. Let me roll for him.
I'll be there in a second. Don't worry.
All right. Initiative. Okay. So he's pretty slow into action. Don John, you can take the first action.
Yeah, one moment, please.
Tom, did you say we needed to re-roll?
No,
initiative?
no,
Did I hear-
no, you're good.
What's this new guy wearing?
Same. Hide and a wooden shield. This one just has all sorts of pretty plants covering it.
Okay. I'm going to do I'm going to do an intimidation check back at him. Like, I want to show him that I'm the bigger boss,
All right.
even though I'm a 4'9" dwarf.
Go for it. Not bad.
16.
16's pretty good. Let me roll for his. We'll do a wisdom save. Plus, he'll get to add his CR to it to beat a 16, or else he'd be kind of caught and stop in his place there for a second. Okay,
Whew.
so he halts for a moment at least. Doesn't press the attack. You'd think he probably won't attack this round at least. But you're
Okay.
not so sure that he's going to back down completely. What else you want to do,
Okay.
Don? That was your action. What else you want to do?
Gonna stay where I am.
Okay. After you is Johnst.
Should I attack this guy, or are we making peace? He still looks like he's going to attack.
He's
though,
coming
right?
at yeah, he's coming at you.
All right.
I was just trying to buy time.
He was just taken back a little bit by that dwarf.
So
You
I'll just get.
you finished that one off, or knock
And
it
then I'll
out.
put my rapier back, and I will try to insightful fight the new Bullywug.
Okay. Got him.
All right, and that'll be my turn.
Okay, Braylon, your turn. Oh, death save, Braylon. Click your eye and click your armor button, your hit die button. That is a Failure. So you're dying there at Don John's feet, gurgling for breath. Argus, your turn.
I will move over here. I will pick up my rapier as a free action back over there and drop it over here. And I will use my Hexman's Curse on the giant toad.
Oh, nice. Okay. He might be out of range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, he's in range. You're good. All right. So, let's see. This won't be built in, so you'll have to remember it. You add your proficiency to damage rolls, so it'll be +2 on all damage, right? And then watch for crits. So, if you roll a 23 or higher, you're getting a crit.
Okay, it's just 6 damage.
6 damage. Okay. After Argus, Galadwin, your turn.
I'm gonna try whole person again on the
Okay.
regal looking toad,
All right.
followed by healing light 1 die.
On Braylon. Okay, 14 wisdom saved the croaker. You got him held. He is frozen, paralyzed in place. After Galadwin, Coralon, your turn. By this guy
Braylon
being
is
paralyzed,
recovered.
that's going to give you guys all sorts of advantages on attacking him. He's incapacitated. He has no actions, reactions, moving, or speaking. He fails at any strength saves or index saves he has to make. He grants advantage to all your attacks, and if you hit him in 5 feet, it's a crit.
Oh boy, oh boy.
And he effectively is in every square of the toad. So if you're able to reach the toad, you're able to reach him. You're within 5 feet of him.
Okay. Braylon has recovered thanks to Galadwin.
Yeah, he has.
I'm going to cast Firebolt. And when you said croaker, that is the frogman on top of the giant toad, correct?
Yeah, that's the guy that failed his save.
The king.
The royal.
The king, the royal.
Alright.
Gotcha.
Alright. Firebolt with advantage, I guess,
Yep,
right?
yep. 21 connects, does 9 points of fire damage to him. Finish your turn where you want. Okay, his toad now is like unconstrained, uncontrolled, and just kind of going on its own actions. And it hops on forward, right up to Don John, and tries to bite up your trusty dwarf. Gets a 14 to hit the dwarf. The dwarf's armor
Miss.
just protects him. Next is the royal, who is held, and I think gets a save at the end of his turn. Here's his wisdom save to avoid being paralyzed more. Still paralyzed. So you got another full round of knocking him about. Don John, your turn.
Okay, so the royal is paralyzed.
Yes.
Yes.
And the royal's also on the toad.
Yes.
Am I able to hit the royal
Yes.
like on the toad?
Yes. If you're anywhere adjacent to the toad, you can hit the royal.
All right, looks like we're gonna action surge some great swords.
Nice. All
So
right.
26
A crit
is a
with
crit.
the first, yeah, for 21 points of slashing. Nice. Second
And
one
then
is
another 22
also a crit
for 22.
22. 22 kills the royal.
Nice.
Well
Thanks,
done.
Galadwin.
Well done,
Good
Galadwin.
work with the sword.
Can I just give out like my worst kind of burp as a croak? It's a little too high pitched. It just kind of comes out as a squeak.
Your new battle hymn.
Uh-huh. All right. Next is Johnst.
All right, I'm going to pick up my hand crossbow, and I will fire at the frog.
Okay. That's a
Probably
miss.
miss.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
Alright.
No, it's a hit because the frog is large, so you have no cover, and he's only armor class 11, so you hit him. And you got an ally adjacent, too,
cool.
for a sneak attack.
Yep, I do.
18 points with that shot. Wow. You guys turned the tide really well all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Braylon, your turn.
I'm gonna drink my potion of healing.
Okay.
To wonder what auto crits and advantage does.
Yeah, that's a well done hold person spell. Braylon heals up. And Argus, your turn.
See if we can. Nope.
Nope. After Argus is Galadwin.
Finish him off with Eldritch Blast.
Ooh, you actually missed the giant frog in front of you. Then Corlon.
Yell over to Yance. Do you need a potion?
I might, but we can take care of this frog first.
Yeah, kill the frog first.
I'll be close and come over there and Tom, with firebolt, can I go over top?
Yeah, no cover
John
for
and Braylon?
firebolt. Yep,
Okay, that's what I'll do. Firebolt at the toad.
that's it for 5 on the toad. Then
Okay.
the toad's turn. So the toad fighting Donjon with a bite. 21 Donjon,
For how much damage?
11 piercing, and 2 poison, so you only take 1 of the 2 poison since you're
Okay.
a dwarf. And you're grappled, and until the grapple ends, you're restrained.
Okay.
And he's trying to gulp you into his mouth. Trying to swallow you whole.
Sounds good.
Your turn, Donjon. So as you're restrained,
Strength
that means
save?
you have disadvantage on attack rolls. You can make strength save to try and escape the grapple. It'd be an athletics check, actually. DC 13.
Okay. I'm gonna do that athletics save.
Okay. All
So
right.
that's
You are out.
17.
You break the grapple. You can take the lock off your guy. Anything else?
That's my action, right?
Yep.
I think that'll be it.
All right, Johnston, your turn.
All right, crossbow.
That's a hit. And you get sneak attack. 17 points damage.
It's a kill.
Finishes the giant toad. Boom. All right. So, you look around. You see no more bullywugs coming at you. You have a couple that you just knocked out. You guys can heal yourselves or do whatever you want. You can see there's a trail leading off into the rushes that giant toad made, so you can see where they came from if you want. What would you guys like to do?
I think I need to rest.
As
Yeah.
do I. I was didn't want to be the first to say it. but-
Okay, so you guys want to try and get a secluded spot to do a short rest here?
Yeah, that.
Okay.
Yes.
I want to check that king first.
Okay, yeah, you check all the bodies of the bullywugs. None of them have any possessions on them that is anything beyond simple, like, bones and pieces of sticks and stuff like that. So nothing of value on those guys. You find a place that's just off the path that you can take a short rest, so you can do that. If you want to do anything before the short rest, like a second wind, go ahead and take care of that first.
Or do you second win?
Short rest allow 1 hit die? Is it
You can
half
actually
the
spend all
level?
your hit dice during a short rest. You just don't get them back until the next day.
Right. And Tom, is it the second?
Yep, the second button will do it for you. And always double check those and make sure I didn't, forget to include the con bonus or anything like that.
Sure.
You can just hover over them and see what it's doing. All right, so you guys gather together. You find a spot just off the path. You're munching down on some food and stuff. You've got 2 tied up bullywugs with you, a whole bunch of dead ones that you kind of, threw off the path so they weren't obvious. When you've finished your short rest, you get your hit points back, and then from where you are, back to the west, the pathway goes to the Dunwater River and the ford across it. To the east, it leads towards the large promontory, which rises about 80 feet above the swamp. To the south is the track that the bullywugs made as they came to attack you, so you can see what they are doing in that direction if you want to follow it. To the north, you can hear the sounds of the sea, not too far away.
Shall we see where the bullywugs come from?
I think
Sure.
we should, because
Okay.
maybe they have something to do with the mystery of the arms, or they're in allegiance with the.
So
Lizard
you
men.
follow the bullywugs back to where it looks like they had been encamped. Looks like they had been here for some time, although the king appears to have just joined them. And they have set up a little devotional altar of sorts, on which you find a helm, a strange helm. It is a big, full, round brass helmet, and inside it are 325 platinum coins. So an enormous amount of treasure.
Is there anything special about the helm?
It's unlike any helm you've ever seen. It's got like strange material around its base, like it's like hugs tightly to your neck if you were to put it on your head, and then it's completely enclosed, and there's like a panel of glass to look out the front of it.
Can I check if it is magic?
Yes, you may. You want to do detect magic?
I don't have detect magic. I mean, like, just looking at.
Oh, you can't tell just by looking at it. You're not positive if it is or not.
Argus would have.
do detect magic.
Okay, yeah. With a detect magic, you were able to determine that it is indeed a magical helmet. With an hour of investigation or identify spell, you could decide what exactly it does.
Don't have the pearl yet.
The Bullywug tracks end here, basically. You see some very old tracks that looks like they might have come upon this treasure around at least maybe 2 weeks ago. And they've been encamped around it ever since. And it looks like their king just came to maybe recover the treasure and take it back to wherever their lair was, but you put an end to that.
Does the detect magic reveal a school of magic associated?
This one would be transmutation on the helm.
Possibly water breathing.
Yeah, if it's going around your neck and it's a glass panel, it kind of seems like those old-time brass diving helmets. Anyone want to give it a try?
I mean, it still takes an hour to attune to it.
Okay, yeah.
So should we talk to these bullywugs, see what they know, or is they just here for the treasure?
Yeah, Donjon, you can
Could ask them about the lizard folk too.
fear into that.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you revive them, they'll be revivable after your short rest because they will have had enough time to recover from the being knocked unconscious like you did.
Donjon, slayer of all things slimy.
Right. So the two Bullywugs speak apparently only Bullywug. They just look at you as if they understand nothing you say, and croak back at you when you give them any kind of a question or anything. You do have comprehend languages, I see. One of you, right?
Yep. I will literally cast comprehend languages.
Okay. So they can't understand anything you're saying to them.
Right.
But you'll be able to understand what they're croaking about. So they're croaking back and forth to you. It's like, we don't know. We don't understand. Are you going to let us go? We promise we'll leave. Just you can have all the treasure. We don't want to be here. We just want to go. On and on like that.
Okay. I'll try to pantomime, like, if I see a lizard, kind of lizard, but then look human, try and pantomime lizard man, see if they know anything about lizard men.
Okay.
I could
I don't know
just
if you
use
want me to
minor
make a-
illusion to.
Or yeah, if he has minor illusion, maybe minor illusion of lizard man,
Okay.
and
Or
point
draw
like
something on parchment. I can do that.
Illusion the lizard man to be met on the boat and put it in front of the frogs, see how they.
Very old school. So you can do an object up to 5 feet cube, not necessarily a creature. But you can do like a statue that looks like a lizard man. So you do that, and when they see that, they say they live in there, and they point to the big hill.
I have no way to ask this, so we'll go with that. And I don't care. We can let them go as far as I care, and say don't come back.
Hopefully there aren't two kings nearby, and there isn't another king nearby to rally the.
Okay, you guys let him go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, I'm going to give one of you guys inspiration. for being so kind-hearted. I'll give it to Johnst, since he's the one who knocked him out to start with. Okay, so Johnston and Galadwin, you guys both have inspiration currently. You guys watch the two Bullywugs go hopping down the trail, just ecstatic that they've been set free. Your company language lasts an hour or so.
Yeah.
Alright, let's head there to the lair.
Promontory, the point.
That one.
Okay, let me zoom out real quick here.
Was the Regal looking frog wearing I don't know, a crown or something?
No, he had nothing of value on him either. I mean, he had a crown,
Uh,
but it was like a crown of vines and swamp plants.
Can I take that anyway?
Oh yeah, definitely. Okay, so from your position, there are two paths that lead to the promontory. And okay, so when you had the run-in with the Bullywugs, you guys were about right here. The Bullywugs were encamped right about here in the swamp. You continue down the path and it branches, and you can see one path goes around the north side of the promontory, and that's what these lines are, is the elevation lines going up the promontory. Another path goes around towards the south side of the promontory. And tracks leading toward both are about equal in number, coming and going, of all lizard folk. Make a survival check for me and see if there's anything else you might see.
Where's our tokens?
Oh, they are right over here. I'm going to move to the map for you. On huge maps like this, one thing you can do is open up, your character itself, and if you have that handy, you can roll rolls from your character.
How do you open your character?
If you shift and then double click on your token, you get your character stuff, and then the tab that says attributes and abilities, that has all your macros on it, same as what's on the screen up above. And then
wow.
also that little double window thing on the top left, if you click it, it turns your character sheet into a separate window. So
my goodness,
so you
thank
can
you.
have it, even on a different screen if you want. And the abilities on the abilities and attributes tab are all in the same order as what's on your token. Okay, so you guys are searching. Argus again blows out the survival check. There's something a little different about the path that goes to the south. You see some tracks that aren't lizard. They're lizard tracks, but they're of regular giant lizards. Doesn't look like they've been ridden. They must be just companion animals of the lizard folk. And they come and go along with lizard folk tracks along the south path only. The north path is only lizard folk.
So probably like storage animals.
Pens or stables or something, maybe around the back.
Yeah, maybe also like companions, like if you go hunting with a wolf or something like that.
Exactly. They probably breed them back there in the stinking pit.
When I played this, it was like, I was like 12 years old when I played it the first time, so it was like 1982. And I remember the only thing I remember about playing it was the fight with the Bullywugs and how we all died.
Oh, was it that croak?
Well, they didn't have that back then. It was just an enormous number of Bullywugs.
And they just kept coming out of the
They just
swamp.
kept coming and coming.
Yeah.
Okay, so north path or south path?
I think north is fine.
Yeah, let's do the north. I'm thinking north path.
All right. Very good. With your amazing tracking skills, Argus, you are able to lead the group around the north side, and you come to a doorway that's partially hidden there. I'm going to also reveal most of the promontory. There we go. You can see it's 80 feet tall at its peak, and the pathway comes up steeply at the end and ends at a door leading into the side of this little hillock on the promontory. And the doorway.
Can you send us to where you're?
So you're right there. And all your guys are right here. Okay, the tracks lead through the marsh to the door, which you have no trouble following. Shrubs and tall grasses conceal it. It's a large, stout wooden door. There's no lock on it. It looks like it just opens simply with a pull.
Should we knock?
Well, I'd say knock if you want to formally question them and do things like that, but otherwise I wouldn't.
They don't really know we're
They don't
coming
say.
either.
Not unless
Might
they had
spook 'em.
scouts.
We
But
will
they're
probably
not
spook
hostile
them.
now. And it's possible that they were fighting the Bullywugs to begin with, which is why they took the weapons. And right now we just killed their leader, the Bullywug.
Yeah, that could be a good thing or a bad thing.
Hope they're not friends with the Bullywugs.
Okay.
And if they are, we don't mention it.
There's no
If they-
openings at all in the door.
No. Nope, no windows, no openings, no nothing.
Okay. I'm gonna
It's a bit
call
of a
my
hike,
bat,
Okay.
and I'll go to the dwarf. If you can open it a little bit, I'll have my bat go in and see what he can see.
Nice.
I'll open the door with Mage Hand
Okay.
slightly.
Okay, I moved you guys back up again to right over here. And you want to be looking through the eyes of your bat, Johnst?
Yeah.
Okay. He flutters on in. He sees a hallway that heads to the south. A hallway branches off to the west. There's a couple hallways to the south. No one in there at all that he can see. It's all packed earth. And about 10 feet wide, about 10 feet tall the hallway is. Let's see what else here, generally. The doors, you can see another door from that position down here, also closed. Also doesn't have a lock on it. Let's see.
How about in this? There.
Okay, then around the corner, peeking around the corner there, he sees a room with some lizard folk in it. And that is bare, except for two wooden benches that are set opposite each other against the longer walls. And there's lounging on those benches and talking amongst themselves lizard folk. They're speaking in Draconic. So if you can... Your bat's deaf, isn't it? Yeah.
I don't understand. So
Okay.
I'll have him come back.
Okay. And there's also... You could see a door at the end of that short hall.
Okay.
Okay. Very good.
And I'll report the results. There are 5 lizardmen then talking. Anyone speak Draconic?
We had someone with comprehend languages, right?
Yeah, I'm the one with comprehend languages if we need it. But we also would be good
Has it
to
been an
try to
hour?
talk to them. Yeah, we've been talking for an hour.
I don't think so.
No.
Have we walking for an hour?
I don't think so. No, probably not.
All right,
So
so
it's
I can
probably still
understand
going.
them. Oh yeah, that was probably still going. So what were they saying?
You can, but your bat can't.
Oh, my bad.
I
Okay.
mean, I think your bat's deaf, actually. Aren't bats? No, they're blind.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're blind.
Yeah,
They're not
blind.
deaf, obviously. That's how they see.
That darn
Gosh
echolocation.
dang it.
Tone deaf.
Well, we can try to pantomime and see what happens.
So those lizard folk were talking about, good hunting grounds.
Okay. Are we gonna go in?
Could we eavesdrop on the lizard men and see if they mention the frogs in any way?
He did for a little bit, and in the time then, no, they did not mention the frogs.
Argus, are you able to communicate with us while the bat is flying, or only after?
Well, it's not. When I have my bat, if I'm looking through my bat, I'm technically blind, but I'm still in my location, so I think I can talk to you. Actually, I may not be able to hear you.
That's what I was wondering. I'll just say anyways. Does your bat see a stash of weapons?
I'm assuming the lizard folk were armed.
Yeah, they had spiked shields and javelins and clubs.
Well, this looks like a big place. So, just trying to think here. I would say we either go in or we just try to see if we can try to communicate with them.
Do you want to send your bat to see the rest of the cavern beyond and see like
Yeah.
what we actually?
Yeah, I mean, we're on a
Okay.
scouting diplomatic mission first.
All right, so we can send them
Argus
back
brought
in.
up a good point.
It was bad common, but there was something to it.
We might be. Hopefully, they can. Some of them can speak common.
Or that
can
one
send-
could have
we
been
can
the
send
liaison.
Sally back. You can send Sally back through the door.
So I just checked, and you are, if you're looking through Sally's senses, you're deaf and blind, but you can speak, so you can be like describing what she's seeing as she goes. Problem is, you just can't hear anyone talk to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So move Sally where you want to go.
So try to get through that area.
Okay.
Hopefully, if they see Sally, it's just a bat.
Sure.
They won't.
Yeah.
Just
They
kinda-
didn't either notice or pay attention when she flew by carefully, and she comes to an intersection. There is a tunnel winding to the east and a tunnel winding to the west, and a doorway to the south.
Okay. Well, let's go this way.
Okay, so that way.
Okay. More hallways. I'll have Sally go this way.
Here you see a large room, and inside that room are looks like four lizard folk, and they are. The room looks like a barracks of some sort because you see all sorts of straw mattresses set around the room and against the walls. And in the center of the room, there's a big long wooden table with some wooden benches beside it. There is four lizard folk here. It looks like they're forming up. They're getting armor on, gathering shields, gathering weapons, and getting ready. It looks like to go on patrol. You see two doors out of that room.
One I'm presuming leads to where the guard station was, and one I don't know. Okay. I'll have Sally come around this way.
All right. That way you see hallways there, hallway here, and the hallway continues ahead.
Okay. I'm going to tell Sally mentally to come back. I don't want Sally to get too far away. 'Cause I think there is a range. Yeah, I got to be within 100 feet of me.
To communicate with her, yeah.
So
You want to go the other way about 100 feet and see what you see?
Yeah.
Okay, let me draw that.
Then come door.
And then that's about the end of that direction that she can
All
go.
right. Then she'll come back, and I will talk to my friends
All right.
about what I've seen, and that we should be careful because I think that one set of lizardmen might be coming out this way.
Yeah. She got out of there before they went on patrol, so she doesn't know which way they're going. You could send her back to try and spy that out. Otherwise, you're not sure which way they're going to head.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume they're coming this way, unless I say maybe we should hide for a bit, see what
back
what
off
happens.
a little bit and watch the entrance from afar,
Okay.
as long as we have some cover.
Okay, yeah, so you
Yeah.
guys take up some cover and you watch to see if any lizard folk come out, and none do. So whatever patrol they were going on, either they went out a different entrance or they were just patrolling within the compound.
Okay.
Still, we're already looking at close to 10
Right.
lizard folk,
And this seems
could
like
be
a
lot
big-
more. Yeah. They have to go out probably to gain food. It's been a while. I don't know if they've realized their weapon shipment and compromised, but
Let's take a quick bio break until the bottom of the hour, until 30 after the hour.
Okay.
Perfect.
Do you guys think that there's like a hierarchical structure for like a lizard folk lair? Like there has to be someone in charge,
Yeah,
right?
there has to be someone in charge. Whether there's a complete hierarchy or just a leader and then everyone else, that's one thing. But there's probably at least a leader.
Could just like get ourselves captured and go straight to the leader because we are here for diplomatics.
True. Probably the leader will speak common.
Ideally, if they've been arranging the shipments with humans.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are gathered outside the door into the lizard folk compound. You've seen one guard room near the door. You saw a barracks room and a group of 4 lizard folk getting ready to go on patrol. And they did not come out the door, so you are still standing out or hiding outside.
Yep.
What would you like to do?
I say let's go in and see if we can talk to
Yep.
All right.
What's the worst thing that happens? They attack us?
pretty
so,
much.
So, the door, you can just open, no problem. Who wants to go in first?
Nobody has
I'll
to
go
knock,
in.
right?
John's heads on in. You want to go around the corner and reveal yourself?
Yeah, I'll have my hands out, no weapons drawn.
Okay.
Kind of like trying to say peace.
Got it. Okay, so the lizard folk jump to grab their weapons as soon as they see you guys come around the corner. Johnst has no weapons. His hands are up in peace. Any of you bearing weapons right now?
None in my hands.
Very good. Okay, Johnst, the lizard folk growls something in Draconic at you, which you are comprehend language is going, but you've been waiting a while. So that maybe the last telltale signs of it are ending, and it's like identify yourselves.
I'll tap my chest and say, Johnst, Saltmarsh, town.
They look at each other. None of them seem to understand what you're saying. One of them says in heavy Draconic your name, Johnst, and says,
And I'll tap my chest when he says that.
he says, who are you here to see?
Chief. Leader.
King? Queen?
I'll try to point to them and say, like puff my chest out like I'm being dramatic about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Try to get the idea that I want to see their leader.
Make a persuasion check with advantage. You want to get a DC 15 on the persuasion check. Well done. 21. Okay. So one of them, they come up, and they all come up to you. And these things are enormous. They're like 7 feet tall, scale height. I mean, here's a good picture of it.
We looking like good snacks to them.
Mm-hmm. You guys all see that?
Uh-oh. Oh, yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what you're facing up against. And these things stare down at you. Huge teeth just, inches away from your face. And then he turns and brushes by you and starts walking down the hall. And the other 4 stand behind him, basically to walk behind you guys. So the leader of the lizardmen heads this direction, and the other 4 are following behind you guys. And they all wait for you to fall in before the 4 follow behind you.
I think
I'll
John
follow.
should be directly behind him since he seems to be the spokesperson, yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay, he leads you down here to this door and opens up the door, and inside there you see a long hall. And there are some lizard folk in there, not armed and armored like the ones that you're walking with. These ones are setting a table here. This looks like a lizard folk equivalent of a banquet hall. There's several long wooden tables placed in the center of the hall with wooden benches running along each side. And at the south end, you see there's a large wooden chair and 4 slightly smaller chairs flanking it. There's all sorts of earthenware pots and jars and plates and cups and drinking mugs and woven baskets. And against the walls you see tall wooden cupboards. These 5 lizard folk that you see in this room, they are preparing, setting the table. Looks like they're getting all prepared to have a huge meal. And the leader walks on by. They all deferentially step back as he does, and leads you guys to the south door. And through the south door, let's see. There's that. So your comprehend languages is ending, Johns. Do you want to recast it, or can you recast it? It's a ritual for you, right?
It's a ritual, yeah.
Does anyone have it not as a ritual? Well, hopefully the king or queen speaks common.
Yep.
Leads you through this door. You can see there's a hall heading to the left and to the right. There's a door to the left here. You can hear the sounds through that of sounds like sounds battle, but not real battle. Sounds like maybe a practice area. But he leads you the other direction from there to the west. You come to a huge set of double doors here, and he goes up to those and opens those to a grand hall. And in this hall, you see pillars flank a wooden throne that sits on a low stone dais. You see carvings of reptiles decorating the throne, and you see inset gemstones serving as eyes for all the reptiles on the throne. Trophy heads are mounted on the walls. On the west, from north to south, you see a giant crayfish, a carrion crawler, a hippopotamus, a hobgoblin, and a Sahuagin. And on the other wall, you see a brown bear, a lion, a tiger, a shark, a giant frog, and a hammerhead shark. There are 2 little young lizard folk here playing. And let's see, the leader comes to here. He walks up to him, and he speaks to them in Draconic, and they answer in Draconic, and they're gesturing and pointing, and it looks like they're pointing back towards the direction of that practice room. And he turns on his heel. He gives them some command, and then heads on out. But they follow, and they are at your heels and looking up at you, and they're like, "What are these guys?"
I'll pat one on the head.
Awesome. He tries to crawl up onto your shoulder if he can.
Okay, sure.
All right. So then
Hopefully he's not too heavy.
leader guy leads you back. He's pretty heavy. They're solidly built, but not too bad. He leads you back to this door and throws that door open to reveal this hall.
Yikes.
And in that hall, it looks like a drill hall. The earth floor there has been packed closer than everywhere else you've seen, as if by the passage of many feet. And you see several wooden benches standing near the north and south walls. A large mattress of, maybe like a mattress, of reeds and such has been fixed to the center of the east wall. And attached to it is a large target dummy with the head of a fish-like creature atop it. There is a powerfully built and tall lizard folk. You would think maybe female. This one right here that I just made 3 times bigger. With a very well-built looking trident. Beside her is a lizard folk, an old gentleman. I just made 3 times taller. He looks like he could be some sort of shaman. He has a dagger made out of the tooth of some big creature, maybe even a dragon. Then there are several lizard folk officers, these 2, that are shouting commands to the various lizard folk in the room, which are all around the room, except for one enormous lizard folk. Just bulging, rippling muscles. Looks like he could be the lizard folk wrestling champion. And he is actually wrestling 3 of the other lizard folk. They all stop and turn and look at this guy. And he talks to the queen for a second. And then steps aside and motions you to come forward. The queen steps up, and she actually speaks in common. She says,
Oh, thank goodness.
"Who are you?"
My name is Jonst. I come from a town about 10 miles away called Saltmarsh. They found out that you were here, and they just want they want to make peace with you.
You see her look kind of over her shoulder at the shaman-like lizard folk man, the elderly one, and gives him a nod like, I told you so, kind of nod. And then turns back and looks at you and says, we have no need to make peace with you. We are not at war with Saltmarsh.
That is very comforting to our ears. We did not know what you were here for, and we were hoping that we could be friends.
We are here because those, and she points to the wall far to the west, or the east, where that target dummy is, and you can see its head is the head of a Sahuagin.
Mm.
And she says, because those invaded our home, and they're coming to invade this home next, and probably yours after that.
Well, that sounds like we have a common enemy then.
It does. I don't know that there's much you could do. None of you can swim.
True. But we would be willing to do what we could try.
Well,
Orlon reaches out and touches Janssen on the shoulder.
She notices the little lizard folk kind of climbing all over you guys. And if lizard folk could squint their eyes, she kind of does. But you kind of sense that she doesn't mind it so much. So that might be a bonus for you. And she asks the commander there, some stuff in Draconic, which you're not sure. And you can see her nodding, like, approvingly to his various answers. And she turns back at you and she says, I'm told you have brought no harm to anyone here.
Only to some bullywugs who
Hello. Sorry,
ambushed us.
warming up.
I will be honest. I hope those bullywugs were not your friends.
No, they're nuisances in the swamp. We're not enemies or such with them, but they are nuisances.
You want to hear how I killed their king?
Let's not go too far.
Okay.
She bristles at the dwarf a little bit, and she says, well, maybe you might be worth an alliance after all. But
I show her the crown of the lizard. Sorry, of the
Bullywug.
ruler, the thorn thingy.
But the tribe will have to agree. I cannot make the decision on all their behalfs. You will need to introduce yourselves to the members of the tribe and to the other members of our alliance. And we will meet again for a council to determine the fate of the alliance.
Who else is in your alliance?
You will be able to speak with... she struggles for the words, but she tries to describe... seems like mermaids. And... another creature, some sort of goblinoid that lives in the oceans or waters. You're not sure what it might be.
Interesting.
Fishmen. You're not sure what that might be.
Is that like sea elves?
No.
Not quite.
Not quite like you. Like fish that walk.
Yeah, like Oceanus. I'm thinking.
They ride on eels, giant eels. What else? I think that is it. There is a large cave full of, where they're all staying right now, and you're welcome to go talk to the shaman, who are to the southwest of the throne area, and then the common folk to the northwest of the throne area. And the soldiers are all around, obviously. And I
Yes.
also have an advisor who will want to speak with you. And
Very good.
I will show you to him first.
Okay.
All right. Or actually, she points to her guard. Will show
Yeah.
you to him. She says, I will see you in 24 hours.
Ooh,
Thank you, beautiful
what is your
and
name?
dread queen.
I am Queen. Let's see here. Otho Kent. It's Queen Otho Kent.
Otho Kent.
This is Irtos. She points to the sub-chief behind her. And our minister is Sarav, who you'll meet first.
We sincerely appreciate your wise consideration and counsel.
All right. So you guys, you group of elves and dwarves and humans, take your leave of the lizard folk who are just enormously strong and powerful all around you, and head back out to the halls. Your guide takes you to the minister's room. You also see, and he heads out the south doors to lead there. There's a gate over here, and there's a hallway going that way. And just as you come out of the doors, a patrol of lizard folk comes around the corner to the west and is marching down the hall, and you step back out of the way. Your guide steps out of the way. The lizard folk question your guide about what's going on, and he tells them something in lizard folk, and they seem to be placated, and continue on down the hall to a gate, which is this dotted line here. And it's actually not like a portcullis that closes, but like a full wooden gate across the way. It's a stout wooden gate, bars the way, reaches from floor to ceiling, hinged at the walls, and locked in the center.
Wait.
Okay, so then he opens the door to the minister's room and shows you that. So the minister's room is here.
We walk by the gate. Can we see through it?
Yeah, they opened it up and passed through it. So you can see that on the other side of that gate is the pathway continues and goes down a steep flight of stairs. And then you don't see what goes beyond the steep flight of stairs. They close and lock the gate behind them. Your guide tells you that he can let you through the gate, or if you just wait at the gate for a long enough time, a patrol will come by and let you through, if you ever need to get through. But they keep the gates closed because that leads towards the ocean, and should any Sahuagin attack, they don't want the gates open.
Makes sense.
Naturally.
All right.
As we've been walking through the compound here, do any of the lizard folk, carry weapons that look a bit out of place?
Yeah.
Like they're from Saltmarsh or somewhere around.
Yeah, definitely. In the training room, a lot of weapons that were very high quality steel, weapons, not like the
From
wooden
our
clubs and the spike shields that they normally carry.
Probably
So-
should ask if they were expecting an invasion or if they're expecting to attack. Well, yeah, I guess they are expecting
The
an invasion
Sahuagin
if they're trying to
invasion,
come this
yeah.
way.
Yeah, they're expecting the Sahuagin continue attack. They're going to try and mount a counterattack. That's why they're gathering allies and such. But
Yeah.
Okay, so back to the room here. So he opens the door to a small, comfortable room. In the center is a circular wooden table on which lies a closed book. To one side of the table is a crudely upholstered armchair. To the other side, a plain wooden chair sits empty. In the northwest corner, a brass tripod supports a brass bowl filled with hot coals, and the room is warm and smoky. And you see inside this guy sitting there at the table, hand on the book, looks up at you guys. He's got a large gold chain around his neck. He looks like a very old lizard man. His eyes are a little bit milky in color, and his skin is not nearly as supple and moist as, or his scales are not nearly as supple as moist as the younger ones that you've seen. But he says, "Hello.
Hello.
What can I do for you?"
Well, we were told that you may want to speak with us. We are from a town about 10 miles away called Saltmarsh. We just want to know what's going on with the Sahuagin, if we could help, because if they are truly going to go down the coast invading, they might come for us as well, and we need to be prepared.
All right, yeah. Sarah begins talking your ear off about the Sahuagin and the life of the lizard folk and how the Sahuagin came and invaded their lair and killed many of them before they fled to here. The lizard folk, that is, fled to here. And he's been trying to help the queen to form an alliance with anyone they can to get back at the Sahuagin and get back their lair, or even just stay alive. He tells you to wait here, and he goes into the other room, and he returns with a handful of books, which he lays on the table. And he's going to go, into great depth with you guys on those books. At least one of you needs to stay and chat with him to make sure you completely win him over. You could split up if you want, and others go other ways, because you'll probably be here for a good 3 hours, and you only have 24, and you'll need to sleep at some point before then.
Orlon would gladly volunteer to stay and learn. If that's
okay.
I think an
Yeah,
all-nighter
that's
with the
true.
lizard folk would be fun.
I don't need to sleep anyway, and there's books here.
Very good. Okay, the books he comes back with are, let's see here, 39 chest. Yeah. Okay, so he comes back with these books. The Politics of Power by Lucia Domici. He goes over that with you, talks about politics, and he says this is coming in handy with the coalinth. And he looks at you to see if you know what that is.
I don't have to feign ignorance.
The coalith?
The coalinth. They are like hobgoblins that live in the sea.
Interesting.
They are proving difficult. They have not agreed to join us. They are very, very letter of the law type, and I don't think they would care if we all died, actually, to tell you the truth. And from what this book says, I think they hate elves. So you guys might want to stay away from those guys.
It's okay. It's okay. I'll go talk to them, elves. It's okay.
So he talks to you about that for a great long time, and he gets into all sorts of boring stuff about politics and such. You eventually find out who the other groups are. So you have the coalinth, which are like aquatic hobgoblins. You have the Lokatha, which are the fishmen. You have merfolk, and the last, so that is the 3 groups of outsiders that are currently in the compound. And as he told you, he's having a lot of difficulty with the coalinth, so you might want to stay away from him, but if you think you're brave enough, you could go talk to him.
But the tribe is making an effort to welcome them to the alliance, so we don't want to get tangled up in it.
No, I think we've lost all hope. I think they'll be leaving soon.
Okay.
They recently declined the Queen's offer of the alliance.
The coalinth did?
Yeah, the coalinth did. They're
Because
still here.
they don't like the
I think
elves.
No, I'm just warning you, since it looks like you're all elves, present company excluded, looking at the dwarf.
That's okay.
Just warning you that you might want to stay away from them.
I have no problem staying away from folks.
We understand the delicate nature of these negotiations and how you're putting time and effort into trying to gain allies in this critical fight. So the last thing we want to do is interfere with what you're doing. So please,
what I'm saying is, if you wanted to interfere, that'd be the ones to interfere with. I'm just saying it might be dangerous for you. We've lost all hope. They're leaving. We don't think they'll join us, but maybe you can turn them around. The Lokatha, on the other hand, the fishmen and the merfolk, I think they're on our side. I think we're good there. Okay, so he goes on then. Yeah. Argus, do you bring that up and tell him that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. They seem kind of the same vein as the Sahuagin, just killing for killing's sake. See, the triumph of diplomacy by Tyrants, history of the author's success of diplomacy. So you can tell this guy reads up a lot on diplomacy. You also find another book, which is interesting because it's a book that matches a book you found in the Haunted Mansion. This one's The Occult Properties of Gemstones by the Archmage Tensor. You found another one about gemstones. It was like I forget what it said. I don't think it was medicinal, but it was something like that. Properties of Gemstones by Tensor. You find a book on the lizard folk language and the common tongue. Grammar written by an anonymous author, although the introduction describes him as a druid. So Sarv tells you that maybe this might be of some use to you as you go around the compound. It's got basic words and such, and if you spend some time, you could actually learn Draconic.
Okay, I'll take. If I could borrow this, I would appreciate it.
Yeah, just bring it back. Bring it back tomorrow before the feast.
Very good.
And then the last is on the nature of the Sahuagin by Professor Gaxum. So he goes into great detail about what he's learned about the Sahuagin, and he can share with you that. If I can spell right. There we go. Okay. So Sahuagin are generally evil in bent. They go into a frenzy when blood is in the water. So anytime you're in a fight with them, stay fully healed if you can. They can actually come out of the water for short periods of time, maybe up to 4 hours, so not even Saltmarsh is safe from them. And they can magically communicate with sharks. There was a great number of sharks that we fought in the battles. There's 2 shark heads in the Queen's Trophy Hall. They were taken in the battle against the Sahuagin. They usually fight with their claws and their teeth, and often carry spears as well. They're called the Devils of the Deep because they're a predatory race.
Is there any particular reason why the Sahuagin are attacking the lizardmen?
That's a very insightful question. There might be, but I haven't discovered it yet. That could be another angle for us to pursue to win a victory against these things.
You believe they are going to mount an attack on your dwelling here?
Yeah, I think they'll come here next. They are not far away. They are a mere... let's see, how far down the coast are they? They are a mere 15 miles away from here. In what used to be our home.
I'd like to check with you. Sorry?
I didn't hear that. What was that?
Please, Hayash, go ahead.
I'd like to check with you because the reason why we found out about where we came is we saw some weapons being moved to the lizardmen here. So we'd like to check if you have any external allies that might be supplying us.
Well, we were working with some pirates to bring us weapons, but that's kind of stopped, and we're not sure why.
So there isn't any other organization or anything helping to support us?
No. Oh, helping the Sahuagin or helping the lizard folk?
Sorry?
Are you asking, is there anyone helping the Sahuagin, or is there anyone helping us?
Us, the lizard folk.
Lizard folk? No. Just the alliances we're trying to make with the merfolk and with the Loka, and unfortunately not with the Kolith.
Well, we haven't. They have a friend who is a sea elf. Maybe we can have him contact the sea elves too.
Okay, yes, that would be good. And now, if Saltmarsh will join in.
Well, we can't make any promises, but we'll take what information we can and try to convince
sure.
Saltmarsh to do what they can do to help.
It's in
Okay.
their own interests.
Okay, so after your time with Sarav, go ahead and make a persuasion check. Who's the best person at persuasion in the party? Who's +5 or better?
I'm only +4.
That still might be the best.
Yeah, if you're
I got a
+5.
+2.
If you're +5, I bet you're the best.
+4.
+4. Okay, so go ahead and make the roll there for him. Either one of you two could do it. Whoever rolls it first.
I'm just saying what he said was he was +4, whoever that was.
Yeah. Oh, you think +4 is the best? Galadwin. Okay, the never sleeping Galadwin is able to get Sarav on your side. So, having killed no lizard folk, having arrived in the company of the hatchlings, and having Sarav on your side, you are well on your way. But you'll want to probably talk to a few others, and or maybe go take care of those Koalinth, or get them on your side. Or go talk. You could talk to the shamans, or some of the soldiers, or some of the common folk, whichever you prefer.
I'm most concerned about the Koalinth because if they're not going to ally with the lizard men, perhaps they would ally with the Sahuagin and increase the attacking force.
So should we talk to them?
I think so.
If negotiations break down,
I think
are they okay with us eliminating the Koalinth?
they are. I've asked at length, and Sarav seems to remind us again and again that he has no hope in an alliance there, and if hostilities were to break out, he wouldn't consider that a loss. Maybe other people in the tribe would, but still, if we could somehow neutralize them, maybe, I don't know, if Saltmarsh is willing to pay off anybody to leave them alone is probably a bad strategy.
Yeah, you make a good point. We could ask like other people in the lair what their
Yeah.
opinion is of the
Yeah.
Koalinth.
Yeah, because maybe somebody does feel there's hope there or has a tie to it. The king and the queen are obviously going to sway, the soldiers, and I think that's probably the most important, convert, maybe the shaman, but king and queen.
Okay. Also, you can also spend more time with Othokent too, if you want. After she's done with her training and stuff, she'll probably head back to the throne room, and then you can always visit with her too. You turn around, you look. It's been hours now talking to this minister, and your lizard folk guide is not here. So it looks like you're free to roam on your own.
Well,
Okay.
remember we were tasked with getting information as to what was happening. We have some of that now. We know that weapons are here.
And we know why they're being used.
Yeah, and it's not a threat to
Apparently
Saltmarsh.
so. Well, the lizard men aren't, but certainly should they lose, should the Sahuagin overwhelm the lizard folk, then it seems like Saltmarsh should be next on the menu for the Sahuagin.
And unfortunately, menu might be a good choice of words there.
Yeah. Do we, I just wonder if there's time enough to share this information with the council in Saltmarsh to see if, if we could enlist the aid of,
Well, we do have 24 hours.
right, of some guards.
Minus a few.
We do have a
Because
method.
they do want the lizard men are asking if we could help, and in addition to us, if Saltmarsh were to, send a small contingent of soldiers, that would prove that.
Or
we
will
have a common enemy.
they think that there's an attack?
Yeah, if we're trying to
We
mobilize on them.
Yeah,
Well-
maybe what we might need to do is convince more people that we are
I
here
agree.
to help, and then we can talk to Saltmarsh and maybe get some marching orders on what we can promise and what we can safely say.
Should we take an emissary from the Lizardmen back to Saltmarsh with us?
If one of them is willing to go, that might be a good idea.
So if you go and talk to one of them, you can try that, and you find out basically until you've convinced them that you're an ally, they're not going to leave here with you.
Okay. So I would say let's talk to the shaman.
You can talk to the shaman, whatever the plural of shaman is.
The old guy.
The old guy was the sub chief. He looked like a shaman to you, but he's actually not one of the shaman of the
Okay.
lizard folk. You were told that the shaman were to the southwest of the throne room. You know where the throne room was. So if you head southwest from there, you should run into shaman.
Okay. Do we go back through the training area? Or do we see if this hallway will lead us in that same direction?
It's in the direction, so we can try.
All right. Heading down the hallway. You come to a guard room first. And the lizard folk there just nod as you pass. At any time you ever come to a guard room, you can spend time talking to the soldiers. But you can pass it for now and continue on. You come down the hall to... Oops. Hallway kind of bends around the corner. There's a big set of double doors to the south.
This is a point.
And it continues.
About the time limit on the core.
You never asked. You don't know how soon they're going to leave.
My guess is they're going to storm out, before the feast, or...
You want to open that door, Braylon? See what's in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Opening the door, you see a temple of sorts. Or a shrine of sorts. Sweet perfume hangs in the air, wafts out of the room when you open the door. You see a stone altar standing at the far end, and at each side of the altar are small lit burners, and at the center is a candelabrum which holds 4 lit candles. Above the altar, the south wall is decorated with a marine fresco of a lizard folk warrior brandishing a club with sharp-looking seashells embedded in it. Blue and green drapes cover the east and west walls. Do any of you have the religion skill?
I do.
You do? Make a religion skill check for me. This is pretty rare, so only someone who's skilled in it might know it. Yeah. You recognize...
Oh, actually, I do too.
You recognize the mural depicts the lizard folk deity named Semuanya. Semuanya. And standing at the altar and turning to look at you as you open the door is a lizard folk, probably Shaman from the looks of him. He's got all sorts of fetishes and skulls and feathers and teeth and claws and such hanging from him. And he just kind of snarls at you.
Sorry for disturbing your meditation. May we speak?
Yes, you may approach. And he walks around the altar and stands behind it and then looks at you and motions you forward. You must first kneel and say a prayer.
Okay, I'll approach, I will kneel, I will say something that resembles a prayer.
Everyone go ahead and move to where you want to be standing as those guys approach and stand there. Argus, you're going to be out in the hall like that?
Yeah, I don't really want to be seen.
Okay. And Don John out in the hall like that? No, you're moving forward? Okay. All right, everyone make a wisdom insight check for me. I think you already know what's going to happen, but Johnst is for sure that's intelligence check, actually. Wisdom insight. Corlin's pretty good. Braylon's pretty good. So you're already suspicious, given this guy's demeanor initially when you entered. And he tries to hide it from behind the altar as you kneel down, but you can tell he's beginning to cast a spell. And at the same time that he is beginning to cast a spell, slithering out from hollow spaces underneath the altar are two snakes. Long, thick snakes. And disturbingly, as their tails come out of the altar, you see there's a head on the both ends of the snake. And everyone roll initiative. Okay, so the first person to act is one of the snakes. And it strikes at Braylon with a bite. Braylon 11 misses you, and a 12 misses you. Braylon knocks aside both strikes from the snake. And Galadwin, your turn.
We are here to talk in dealing with our common enemy, the Sahuagin. So, could we not fight?
You can try and make a persuasion check as an action to see if you can get him to back down.
Inspiration, persuasion check.
Awesome. Go for it. I thought you were trained in persuasion, but you're just +4 naturally, aren't you? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so a 10 does not look like he's going back down. Unfortunately. You can
use.
Inspiration.
Oh, you used inspiration. 18 is enough.
Yes.
Good job. Okay, go ahead and take the leaf off your guy, Galadwin. He gives some hissing commands and grabs both snakes and pulls them back. And he says, "Your mission here will fail. Be gone with you." And
Sorry for disturbing you.
So, exiting the room, you now know that not necessarily everyone is keen with your presence.
Obvious. Well, let's see if the other shaman are nicer than he is.
Where do you want to head
That's
to
some
now? Okay, around the
slithery
corner.
little snakes.
Around the corner, you can see the pathways branch in multiple directions.
All right. Shall we try over here? Looking south?
So to the left is a door, to the right is a long hall. I didn't describe these halls. They have light all through this complex. Torches lit here, provide light everywhere. You haven't come to a room yet that's been dark. All right.
Braylon will knock on this door.
All right. No answer to your knock, Braylon.
Is it locked?
It is not.
I'm going to push it open a little bit.
All right. Inside this room, you see a vestry. You see 7 carved wooden masks representing crocodile and serpent faces hanging from the walls of the room. They're decorated with blue and green feathers. And against the west wall stands an iron chest with a closed lid.
All right, I'll
Okay.
pull the door back too. Just say that room's empty.
down the hallway, there are doors spaced down the hall, and it turns at the end, and then there's a... So you
I
got
guess I'll
like 6 doors to choose from here.
I'll start with the first one and I'll knock.
All right. No answer. And inside, when you peek inside, is a small little room, and there is just a plain wooden table and chair, a straw mattress, and a small wooden chest.
Okay. No one seems to be home here.
Nope.
I'll shut it.
Okay. You find the same with the next one, and the next one, and the next one.
All 4 along the north here.
All 4, yeah, are just small little cell-like rooms.
Cells. Did we actually know where the troublesome coalinth were billeted?
They should be past the closed gate that led down the stairs to the east. That's where the sea caves are. Open that door.
To the actual
knock.
east or this map's east?
To this map's, to the screen's east, which I think is
Gotcha.
the actual east.
Remember that door that we passed that was kind of like a portcullis, but not really?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Okay, so through the first door is a living quarters, a little bit more opulent than the other ones you saw. Inside that one, you see a wooden table with 2 chairs set against the south wall, and on the table you see a carafe, a cup, and a wicker basket. And a smaller table stands against the north wall, and on it sits an unlit incense burner.
All right, I'll shut it back.
Okay.
We definitely don't want to be seen as trespassing, so I think it's good that
Yeah.
we're just looking for
Yeah, I'll
men and
I'll knock
allies.
on this.
Okay. You can hear some like chanting, although it's like more hissing than chanting. And that comes to a stop when you knock. And then you hear the movement of feet coming towards the door, and then it opens up to reveal 2 lizard folk. One opened the door, one is still in the room, kneeling and hissing and chanting, and then a shaman who's also in the room. And what else is in that room? The center of the room is a chair, faces the bench. A wooden bench is against the north wall. Okay. The lizard folk shaman is leading a hissing chant, and when he sees you, he tells his supplicants something in Draconic and points at you guys. And you guys can immediately try and defuse the situation because they're trying to come at you, but one of you is going to have to beat them on initiative who's going to try it. So roll initiative, everyone. All right. So all right. Oh, and at the same time, that was the lizard folk in the back. Okay. So he leaps up, grabs a javelin, and hurls it toward the Johnst in the front there. Go a javelin. Johnst, 20 to hit you for 8 points of piercing damage. Corlon, what do you want to do?
Withdraw!
It's an action to make a persuasion check, but you only get 1 shot at it, so you probably want a good persuader to do it. And Galadwin comes right after you.
And then
I
Braylon.
move to there, and
You can always hold action.
You could ready something too if you want, yeah.
okay. Should they come through the door? Should lizard men come through the door? I'm actually going to kneel down, hold out my hands, and in common just yell, "We come in peace!"
Galadwin, you can go now, and you can have advantage on a persuasion check if you try to make one.
I walk forward with both hands empty because I don't have weapons anyway,
Okay.
and like tell them that we are here to help with the Sahuagin problem. Let's please not fight among ourselves.
Okay. Roll persuasion with advantage. Nice, 15. That is what you needed. The Sahuagin shaman, I'm not Sahuagin, the lizard folk shaman calls off the lizard folk, and they settle down. And he says, "Why should we listen to you?" And invites you into the room to talk.
We
And the
name
blessing
drop
of
the
your
minister.
queen.
Yeah. Well,
Sarlor.
So you can, if you like, spend several hours talking to the shaman. More shaman will come and join. You think it's going to be a very tough sell to get them on your side. They seem to be very opposed to humans being involved in anything lizard folkish.
Well,
You need to go
we're,
back to
we're
where you came
elvish.
from, he tells you. So definitely very xenophobic, these lizard folk shaman. So it might be a lost cause to try, and it will take 3 hours, but there's a chance that you could succeed. Would you like to stay and try, or try to go to talk to someone else?
I'd stay and try with them.
You think if you won them over, it'd be a big benefit, obviously, right? Because they're probably pretty powerful in the tribe.
And if we waste too much time on dead ends, we're going to run out of leads.
That's right. You got basically basically got 8 chances, right?
Yeah, but this 3 hours might end up being worth
Might be worth it.
anything else we
Yeah,
can
you
do.
got 7 chances left. You've already used one of your chances and were successful. Okay. So if you try and stay, whoever's your best persuader can roll a persuasion check.
can I give him my advantage? My inspiration.
You bet. Take it off, Johnst, and Gladwin, you can roll with advantage. You need like a big roll. Oh, that was not it. Well, all your pleas and offers of friendship fall on deaf ears to the shaman, and they tell you to leave and be gone. So no success with the shaman. But you did avoid fighting him. That's good.
Yep.
Because killing any lizard folk probably will have a bad influence on any other group, too. Okay, so you know that common folk live to the northwest of the throne room. You know the queen will probably be in the throne room if you want to talk to the royalty. And you know that the other allies are far to the east through the gates.
Right now, the lowest risk approach is to talk to the allies that were about to leave anyway, the Colenth guys. Because even if we completely fail, they wouldn't really mind too much if we killed them.
Probably not, yeah. So if you want to go that direction, you'd head back toward the gate that you saw. That was by the advisor's room. So you head back to the gate. You wait for just a few minutes for them to open it. It gives you enough time to do a ritual or anything like that if you want.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do the comprehend languages ritual. And can I also drink my renown potion?
Yes. Yep. Okay.
Oof.
So you wait enough time for them to patrol to come by, open the gate, and it leads to the sea caves. Alright, so you head on down the stairs, steep flight of stairs, past several closed doors, and you come to the sea caves. The first big cave that you get to, they're torchlit, so you can see them, although the corners and edges of them are kind of draped in shadows. But the first one you come to, the southernmost one, It's a flooded natural rock cavern. You see a bloom of colorful blue and green algae covering the surface of the water, obscuring its depths. The stone path snakes around the west side of the pool. So I'm describing this area right here, right now. And emerging from the waters, you spy several merfolk there. So that's another option. You could talk to them if you want to later. Past the merfolk, you come to more natural caverns, and there are the loka, which are the fishmen. So here's the fishmen. They look like that. So, fishmen, merfolk. And the fishmen have a whole bunch of giant eels with them too, you see. And then finally, you come to the cavern to the far north, and put you guys where you want to be standing when you get to this point here, the stairs that lead down into the water. You can see the chamber with the loka in it. The water there is clear, but the bottom is covered with a massive weed, so the depth can't quite be judged. The final room you come to, when you get up next to Braylon, is the Coalinth pool. Torches light the flooded cavern. The water is murky, but the top of a weed bed can be seen just under the surface, and the stone path meanders on around the corner to the north. So once you guys are all happy where you're standing when Braylon gets to there, once you guys, after that happens too, roll initiative. And everyone roll a perception check as well for me.
Oh, wow.
Nice done, John.
Double ones.
Even John's only got a 14. Not good. But
I'm ready for something, but I don't quite know what yet.
Johnst, you were able to give a warning to the party that you see something moving through the water, coming towards you guys, and they erupt out of the water when they get to here. They look like this. 3 of them, well, they're all wielding spears, I believe. No, tridents. They're all wielding tridents. And one of them looks like to be a leader type. And they are indeed aquatic hobgoblins, and you as elves know hobgoblins have a vicious hatred for elves. They must have seen you coming and decided that they don't want any part of dealing with you, and proceeded to try and ambush you, which Johnst spotted just in time for you not to be surprised. So let me roll their initiatives. There it goes. All right. In fact, Johnst warned you with enough time that you can get some shots off at him if you want, or get ready to, or do something done, John. Your first act.
And these are the Coalinth,
Those
right?
are the
hobgoblins.
The hobgoblins.
Oh, okay.
And they're coming to
Sweet.
kill.
So
They're
I
coming
won't
to
feel-
kill.
I won't feel bad for this at all.
Yeah,
okay. So
they're not going to kill the
do-
dwarf
is this-
first, but they will kill the dwarf.
I could just add insult to injury, speak some Elvish to him, but anyways, is this a hard corner right here?
No, that's like the edge of a walkway around the pool. So no,
Okay.
you can definitely walk over the top of it.
So I'll do 1.
And the stairs are difficult terrain, as is all the water.
Yeah.
So
As is the water?
Yep, so there'll be 1, 2, unless you have a swim speed.
I'm sorry, what?
So the stairs are difficult terrain, so that's 1, 2 if you go to
Gotcha. I guess I'll just take up position here. I'll ready in action. Can I ready for someone to come into my reach?
Yeah, I don't actually hold you real hard to the triggers, so just tell me what you're readying. Like I'm readying a sword attack or whatever.
Great sword attack for whoever comes up the ramp.
Very good. All right, Argus, you're next.
Argus will use the Hexblade curse on the leader one,
All right.
and
You
I'll
might
take a shot at.
have to get a little closer to him to start. It's 30 feet on the range on that. And the leader one's the
Okay.
far north one.
Okay, I think that's close enough.
It's
Oh
not.
no, it's not.
It's one out.
Then I won't Hexblades curse him yet because I think he's on my movement. I'll just take a shot at.
You probably don't want to be in the water shooting your bow. Did you want to stop on land?
Yeah.
Because, let's see, do I have that water? Yeah. Here's the rules for making attacks in water. So stop on land, 23 hits him for 9 piercing.
And that's it.
All right. Coralon, your turn.
Coralon, and this is also just a walkway along here, so I can see the.
Yes. Yep. There's no walls there. Only walls to your left, to your west.
Coralon is going to firebolt the leader.
22 connects 6 fire damage to him. Now, being in water, he'll be resistant to the fire if he was completely submerged, but he's coming out, so he'll take all 6. If they were underwater still, they'd be resistant.
Makes sense. Good.
After Coralon,
I'll just done.
Braylon, your turn.
Braylon will take a bead on this guy with his bow and shoot at him.
Okay. No. No.
Golly.
After Braylon, the first of the coalescence comes, leaps on up to there in your reach, Donjon. Let him have it.
Alrighty. 26
Nice.
for 17.
Nice.
You cut him down and send him right back into the water.
Rah!
The sergeant.
There's another bad croak.
The
Burp.
sergeant leaps up here into Braylon's face. He will multi-attack in Trident times 2. Or you could do that. Actually, he won't get right in your face. He'll stop 10 feet away from you. Hurl a net at you, Braylon. A big, heavy, weighted net comes flying your way. Oh, but you dodge it easily as it moves slowly towards you. Then,
Is that a different net than the PHB net?
yeah,
Gotcha.
it's extra special. Then
Gotcha.
this guy swims on up and leaps up to here to attack Donjon with his trident with 2 hands. Let's see what they have armor on. They're wearing just scale mail armor, no shield, so he takes his trident 2 hands, misses you with it. John, it's your turn.
I'll move up here. I will try to insightful fight the leader.
The leader, okay. You got him.
All right. And then I will attack him with my crossbow.
That hit.
I'm hoping a 20 hit.
For 13.
13.
Got it. Galadwin, your turn.
I summon a flaming sphere north of the walkway.
All right, nice.
And
You can put
use
that
it.
where you want it.
Yep, and I ram this into the side.
The one to the south, northwest, or northeast?
Northwest.
Northwest, okay. Go ahead and click your spell button. All right, 8 points of fire damage, 14 dex save for half. Here's his dex save. Got all 8, and he succumbs to the flames and sinks down into the water, a burnt husk. After Galadwin is the last of the coalescence. He retreats, swims out towards the sea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And deep down under the water to where you can't make him out. It'd be like effectively targeting an invisible creature down there. You can kind of tell where he's at, but you'll have disadvantage on the attacks. Plus, he'll be all the way underwater. That round's over. Donjon, your turn.
Just gonna strike at the guy to my top right.
Okay.
13 for 10.
No, just missed by 1.
That'll be it.
Argus, your turn.
I'll shoot at the one Don John struck at.
19 connects. 3 points, 9 points of piercing. August and Corlon, your turn.
Corlon will cast a firebolt on this
Okay.
one.
14 is he's got cover from you, so that's a miss. After Corlon, Braylon.
Braylon will jump down and swing his rapier.
You might not want to stand there. If you stand there, you get burned by my steel.
Yeah, don't end your turn there. 4 points. And he stabs at you when you provoke. Missing. And then his turn. He is going to run for it. So he's going to go there. Provoke him from you, Don John.
I say 9.
You finish him off. Johnst, your turn. One getting away, Johnst. You can kind of tell where it's at, but it basically is invisible to you. You have disadvantage on attacks against it.
Yeah, I'm willing to just let him go. I don't think he's going to come back with anything.
Galadwin, your turn.
Are we letting him go or are we attacking?
Well, if you wait 6 seconds to decide, you're letting him go. So what are you going to do?
My character would let him go. He's not an actual like demon or something. He would let him go because he doesn't know any better.
The problem is that this might increase the chance that his faction will join against the
Galadwin, you got to take your action quick. He's leaving. What are you going to do?
Sacred Flame.
Sacred Flame, all right. You have to see your target to Sacred Flame. What else you want to do?
Oh, I can't see it?
No, he's invisible to you. You can tell generally where he's at, so you could target him but have disadvantage on the attack. You can't target him. Anything that you need to see, you can't target.
Okay, Eldritch Blast in his general direction.
All right, roll to hit. Ooh, 7's a miss. And his turn. He makes it out to the open ocean. Okay, yeah, that might be a problem that you let them get away, but because I'm sure he'll not speak highly, and maybe they will take sides with the Sahuagin now. But that's okay. No one needs to know what happened there.
Yeah.
Except the guards who come running around the corner to see what you guys are up to.
I'll put my weapon away.
Okay.
Put my hands out.
Okay.
I'll dispel the flame.
They attacked us.
Okay.
I'll look at the book and try to say they attacked.
All right.
I'm borrowing.
Good deal. So you guys can talk to these guards, or you could talk to the Lokatha, or the merfolk, or your choice of others.
You want to talk to the guards?
So are the
5 minutes
Locath, are those the actual eels or are they
They're the
little
fishmen.
fish?
The little fishmen
Gotcha.
are the Lokatha.
And then the merfolk are to the south of us.
yeah.
Gotcha.
So there's the Lokatha
Great.
and there's the merfolk. And the guards, you can chat the guards up and try and persuade them. You want to do that?
I think we should.
Okay.
It's,
I think you should talk to the god.
Okay. So Galadwin, you can make a persuasion check for the guards.
Can I pull a few of the Kolanth bodies off of the ramp that I slayed?
Oh yeah. So do you want to try and keep it secret from the guards that you killed the Kolanth, or let them know?
Oh wait.
I don't think we can really hide this.
no, and no doubt the Locath and the merfolk could, counter our story. if
Yeah,
we
the Locath
tried to
probably
lie.
saw. Yeah.
So,
You want to
let's
fess
not.
up?
yes.
Okay.
We were
No, that
walking
one
over
killed
here.
like 3 of them.
All right. Well, that actually helps you with the lizard folk. They're kind of impressed with your martial prowess, and they didn't like the Kolanth anyway. So Galadwin would have advantage on her check, but she already rolled 2 18s. So you easily win over the lizard folk soldiers. So you got the soldiers on your side. You got the
Minister.
Sarov on your side.
Queen.
The queen hasn't. You haven't gotten her side yet.
I know, possibly.
Maybe.
The hatchlings.
Yeah, the hatchlings.
Oh yeah, they love you.
I could let
Soon
some of
to
the
be
hatchlings
Greywater.
tug on my beard just a little bit.
one of the lizard folk guys tells you you want to see a Sahuagin.
Probably should if
Sure.
we are to know our enemy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he takes you. These guys were like guarding this area, so he takes you back over to this area over here, around the corner, back to here. Yeah. Oh, and you also go past this last cave, and this last cave and the sea caves, you can tell must go out to the open ocean because you can hear the sound of the surf, and you can see surges of water coming from the opening to the northwest there. So that goes out to the open ocean. Yeah. Okay, he takes you to a guard area here first. And this guard post has an iron-bound wooden door standing in the southwest corner. And there's a rough wooden bench next to that. He goes up to the door, he opens that up, and it leads down to a flight of stairs and a hall. And this hallway here, it's a narrow passage. It's got 5 iron-bound doors, all closed. The doors have no exterior features except for a keyhole midway up the left-hand side of each one. He walks down to the end and goes to unlock that door, and he says, "Come take a look." So he takes you down to the last door, and through that one is a cell where you would expect to see a floor. There's instead a watery surface, and halfway across the room there's a metal grill that extends across the space, and it's locked. Above the water, the cell's bare. You can see swimming around in the water on the far side something, and he says, "There it is, watch." And he smacks the bars, and this thing turns and comes up to the surface, and you guys can get a good look at what a Sahuagin looks like now. I'll blow it up real big. Actually, I might have a picture of it. No, I'll blow it up big for you. So that's what a Sahuagin looks like. And he says, "We caught this one trying to spy on our lair. We caught him in the pool there to the north.
Mm.
So that's how we know an attack's got to be coming."
Makes sense.
The Sahuagin says, "There's no attack coming. I was alone." He speaks in common. You guys can hear him speak in common.
I'm
guys-
just going on a casual stroll.
"Yeah, you guys gotta let me out. These lizard folk are gonna eat me."
Is he lying?
Make a insight check. And Johnst automatically gets what?
15.
15 automatically? Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to roll. He's probably not lying, but I'm going to roll a deception check anyway. Yeah, he's lying. You're sure he's lying, Johnst? You sure he was spying
Okay.
on the place? And you got a
Yeah.
feeling he would say anything to get his way out of here.
Is the Sahuagin armed like the way that he
No,
looks?
no, they disarmed him.
Gotcha.
But his teeth look like shark's teeth, so you sure even disarmed, you'd be pretty dangerous.
Yeah. I'm still just trying to think of why the lizard folk need steel against the Sahuagin, because lizard folk are also like known for biting and clawing.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yep.
unless the Sahuagin have something so big that we don't know about.
The sharks.
That might the sharks.
Yeah, it's just better weapons are better kind of thing.
Why don't we just ask these soldiers?
Yeah. That's what they tell you, basically, is, strong, heavy weapons will only help them.
Thank you
Okay.
for maybe you can translate whoever has the book right now.
Hmm.
Thanks for taking us, for trusting us and showing us your captive.
Yeah. I'll try to translate that with the
Okay.
book.
Okay. Yeah. We look forward to fighting alongside you against these monsters, these devils.
We hope to protect your lair.
All right, so you've convinced the Sarav, you've convinced the regular lizard folk. You were not able to convince the shaman. You have choices left are commoners, Lokatha, Merfolk, or Otho Kent the Queen?
How about we start
Well,
with
since
these
we're
two?
here,
All right.
yeah.
Well,
Water
they all
religions.
gather around, and they're all in the pools in the water. They normally stay in the water, basically. The Merfolk, I think they can. Let's see. They are amphibious, so they can breathe air and water. And the Lokatha, I bet are amphibious too. Limited amphibious. They can breathe air and water, but must be submerged in the sea once every 4 hours.
So we can come to the water's edge and
Yeah,
give them
and
our sales pitch.
yeah, and the Lokatha are pretty interesting talking to them. They pay homage to the great Leviathan. You're not sure who the great Leviathan is, but you're not so sure it's a good entity
Okay.
necessarily.
Can I make a religion check?
Yeah, you can all make religion check.
Be good to stay on the right side of the Great Leviathan.
And the Merfolk, they are more friendly than the Lokatha, for sure. So they'd probably be the easier group to win over. You want to start with them or start with the Lokatha?
Let's start with the Merfolk.
Okay. Galadwin, let him have it. Oh,
And
not quite enough to
No,
even win over the
he-
Merfolk. They're not so sure that you'd be much use in the fight against the seafaring Sahuagin, you land dwellers. And
Tom,
so,
with the religion check of 19, do I know anything of the
the
Great Leviathan?
the Great Leviathan.
Yes.
You suspect there is some sort of
I was just going to use any knowledge as a
sure.
conversation point.
Yeah, and you can help Galadwin with an advantage on her check against the
Good.
Lokatha. This great Leviathan of theirs, it somehow empowers them, almost like a warlock's patron empowers a warlock. So it could be some extension of some great old one empowering these fishermen. So it kind of gives you chills a little bit thinking about it, but it is good insight to have to share with them.
Knowledge is power.
So Gladwin, you can make another charisma check, and this time you'll have advantage on the Lokatha. Ooh, 19, nice.
it was needed.
Yeah, you needed that advantage. Okay, so you got 3 now out of 5 tries. You got the queen left and the commoners left.
And hopefully through the queen, the king.
Yep.
And
The queen is the
So
ruler.
I would say let's go for the commoners.
How much time do we have left until the feast?
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What time is it?
It's probably like it's late at night. The commoners are all sleeping. You guys probably sleep a little bit too.
Yeah. So
You have time
sleep
in the
after
morning.
Lair.
You have time in the morning to hit one more up. You're in good shape though.
yeah.
You probably could need to
Should
go
we
talk to.
tell Lars and them that
everything's okay.
we're having a sleepover?
I
We're
don't know
having a
that.
sleepover.
We could have another attack by Bullywug ancestors, eh?
It's dangerous out there in the swamp.
It is.
Yeah.
Lars and his
Not
buddy
leaving.
they can handle themselves.
I also don't think it would be good if we just disappear. If they're keeping eyes on us, or if anybody's watching us, and we sneak off without telling what we're doing, that also doesn't look so great. So
Yeah, I don't mind staying here.
All right. So you guys find a place to where you can rest during the night, and
not near the shaman.
you come,
Yeah.
yeah,
Not
way far away from the shaman. You come to the great throne room the next day.
Do we have a short or a long rest or anything, Tom?
You will have a long rest.
Can I spend the night reading the books inside the minister's chamber
Sure.
about the Sahara?
Sure.
Can I read alongside since I don't need it, and that was my plan as well? I'll read with
Sure.
everyone.
Yeah.
The lad one's not reading.
Yep.
And I only have one spell slot to recover, so good.
Okay. So the
Did
next.
we long rest?
Yeah, you get a long rest. Yep. I'm going to drag you all over to the throne room. One of you might already be there because I'm missing one person. There we go. I see him.
Can we get a ping on the throne room?
And boom.
Thanks.
All right. The throne room is all full of lizard folk. And you guys are the talk of the place. The queen, Otha Kent, appears to be the leader of the tribe. There doesn't appear to be a king. She says, you have done well in convincing the soldiers and our allies, or at least some of our allies, that this is a good mission to go on. I only need one thing to accept you into our alliance.
Mm-hmm.
If you can do this, you will be part of the alliance. There is, in the swamp, not far from here, she's searching for the words. Finally, she comes up with the words. You're not sure if it's exactly what she meant to say, but she says, 1,000 teeth. You must defeat 1,000 teeth and bring back his jaw. And we will then have proof that you can be part of our alliance.
What is 1,000 teeth exactly?
1,000 teeth is you call a crocodile.
Okay.
An enormous crocodile. He lives in the swamp 12 miles from here.
Okay.
It'll take you most of the day. You should be able to return by nightfall. You can travel along the edge of... You can travel straight through the marsh. Or you can travel along the riverbank. But that will take you 2 days to get there. And back.
Understood. One.
Yeah. Oh, and I'll return the book to the old guy.
Okay. So traveling straight through the marsh will take you 8 hours, both directions. And is there anything you want to do before you set out into the marsh? She gives you directions. You're pretty sure you'll be able to find the pool where 1,000 Teeth has its nest. She wants you to return with the jaw of 1,000 Teeth. She tells you, what else does she say? When we returned to this long abandoned lair, we discovered 1,000 Teeth prowling the marsh nearby. But crocodiles are sacred to our tribe. And we perceived it as not being dangerous. Our complacency was shattered, though, when the giant crocodile attacked and devoured 3 members of our patrol that had paused near its lair. The problem is we cannot defeat it ourselves because it is sacred to us. So you must bring it back.
Okay.
And I can give you this to help. She hands over to you a vile-smelling flask of what looks like swampy water mashed with various roots. She tells you it is a potion of superior healing.
Whoa.
Potion of superior healing? What's that do?
8d8 plus 8?
Something like
8d4
that.
plus 8?
Checking. Yeah, 8d4 plus 8.
Up into 4
Is it
convenient
actually a
travel
potion
packs?
of superior healing?
It is actually a potion of superior healing. So if you don't drink it, then all of you will have, one of you will get it, and it'll be unlocked for all of you, but it doesn't matter, you all. It's an evergreen item anyway, so it's always unlocked for all of you. But one of you would get it if you don't drink it. But in case you end up needing to drink it, not saying that you will, but in case you do, who is going to carry it? If you would like to be...
I'll carry it.
I was thinking
Well-
the frontline fighter should.
Yeah,
Well,
some of
frontline
the hit
fighters.
points wasted on me, so I'm not an option.
Okay, Don John, I'm
Don John?
going to put the little potion on you. That means you have the
Oh,
potion.
boy.
You have the superior healing potion. Okay,
Crocodile's probably going to snap at you anyways.
that's right.
Yeah.
You set
I'll
out.
snap right back.
You set out into the marsh, fully rested, fully healed. Braylon, you should be at full hit points. Coralon, you should be at full hit points.
Yeah, it just doesn't show it on the graphic, but there you go.
There you go. And You have all your spells back, and you want to cast any spells before you head in the marsh. Remember, it's like more than 8 hours. It's 8 hours to get there. So you could save some until you actually get close to, if you want.
Corlin has 12 hit points.
He does? You sure?
First level is 7, and second level is 4 plus 5 plus 1. Or 4 plus 1. 5. So 7 and 5 are 12.
You shouldn't be able to have a 4, I think. It's a D8, right?
It's a
No,
D6,
It's a
for,
D6.
wizard,
D6 for a
So
wizard.
it's 4.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
It's 12.
I fixed your hit points. It was your max
deal.
was wrong. And also, I got your button wrong, too. Okay, you guys are set. So, you're set off into the marsh, trudging through directly toward the pool of Thousand Teeth. It's a 12-mile trek. I need Donjon. Roll a d20, and you want to roll high.
Alrighty. Nope.
Nope. Okay. I wish I had a good marsh map. Sure I did at one point. I'm going to move you guys up to the north here. There are usually it's difficult terrain all around wherever you're traveling. So it doesn't really matter what I put on the map. It's difficult terrain in every direction. So you guys are traveling. Let's just get a marching order with Donjon here, and you guys are heading from the left to right on the screen, and ignore the brown lines there. Now, Donjon, roll a d8 for me, please.
5.
Okay, very good.
Five random targets.
Coming trudging out of the swamp, your direction, you see a man at the start, and then you hear skittering noises and sounds, and you see swarms of rats all around this man traveling with him. And the first are very close to you, and the man looks bedraggled and bug-ridden with bites all over his body, and just in a really foul-looking mood. And as soon as he sees you, he raises his staff and points it at you, and the rats seem to be beelining their way towards you. So roll initiative, everyone. Remember, everything's difficult terrain everywhere. The first person to act as these things attack is Johnst.
Okay. One of the, I guess we'll do this set.
Mm-hmm.
I will try to incite, because I don't think it has to be a, insightful fight. Ooh, rolled low, but I guess I rolled better than the rats.
You did. You know exactly what they're doing.
My crossbow, I don't know.
Okay, 13 hits, and you'll get sneak attack. So
I'll probably be
22, and they'll be resistant to the damage, so it's 11 damage to them.
Yeah, I did max damage.
Nice. Nice. Okay. And move where you want. Remember, everything's difficult terrain. Galadwin, your turn.
Eldritch Blast, the same group of red.
All right, fire away. 24 hits, does 10 points damage to it. There's just a few of those rats left. After Galadwin, Argus, your turn.
I will shoot the same group of rats and miss.
And then after Argus comes the first set of rats. They have a speed of 31, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
They just
There we
glide
go.
right over the
And
swamp.
Druid's turn. The Druid is going to do... he's going to cast a spell. None of you have counter spell yet, I'm sure. So he casts a spell. It is a 20-foot square. 20-foot square. This is actually plants that rise up all around you guys. Just looks like tentacles. And he casts Entangle. So the 4 of you in the entangled area need to make a DC 12 strength save to avoid becoming entangled.
Woo!
And
Made
therefore
it.
restrained. Gorlon and Galadwin are both restrained. So for the 2 of you restrained, we'll go to put a padlock on you. Gorlon and Galadwin are wrapped up in the vines, rising up out of the swamp. And this is a DC 12 strength check to escape them. While you're in them, you are restrained, and the restrained condition makes it so that you have disadvantage on your attacks and dex saves. Your speed is 0, and you grant advantage on attacks versus you. And that's a concentration check for the Druid, so he's concentrating that. And more rats go. Those guys there. More rats. These guys get onto you, Braylon, and try to bite you. 18 to hit. You want to shield that or take it?
Yeah, I'll shield it.
Shield it. Okay. So that's a miss on you. 2 back. And next to go, more rats here. 1, 2, 3, with the back there. And then Braylon, your turn.
All right, I will. I'm gonna move out of that to there, and then I'm gonna attack these rats.
Oh, shoot. I misread this. There are only 2 swarms of rats. So luckily you've only damaged one of them so far. So we'll say those guys are all gone. There. So Braylon, you're going to move away from this swarm of rats that's on top of you?
Well, I'm gonna move out of this entanglement area,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna
Go ahead.
swing back at the rats.
All right. $18 connects, and you finish off the rats. 4 points damage kills the rest of them.
Okay.
All right. I was
That'll
thinking.
be my turn
I
now.
was thinking 6 swarms of rats. That seems pretty harsh.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of damage. Donjon, your turn.
Okay. So even though I'm not restrained, is this difficult terrain?
Well, everything is in the
Well,
swamps.
okay. Yeah.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4. And I can't do anything. I will ready an action for if the swarm of rats comes into reach near Braylon. I'm going to hit him with my maul.
Okay, Coralon, you are wrapped up in the vines. What do you want to do?
Try and extricate myself. It was a strength check 12, right?
Yep, DC 12. Wow. Yeah, you burst on out of that.
Flex those muscles.
That was an action.
Yep, and so I'm going to move. And I'm done.
Okay. After Coralon, that runs over. Then John, it's your turn.
Okay. On the other swarm of rats that are right there, I will try to do my insightful fighting.
Yep,
Shoot him with a hand crossbow.
that's a hit. For 6 damage to him.
And 1, 2. I'll move to there.
After John's Galadwin, you are entangled. DC 12 strength check to get out as an action if you want.
I'm okay with being entangled.
Okay.
I'll cast Sacred Flame on the Druid.
The Druid, okay. That is a dex save. Got 13. What's your Sacred Flame DC? That's 14. And he take a 1 radiant. He's got a concentration check to keep the entangle going. That's a DC 10 con save, which he made. Okay. After Galadwin is Argus.
I will bonus action hex the druid
The Druid is hexed.
and shoot him with a bow.
That's a hit. Oh, wait. Where you at, Argus? That's a hit. Yep.
And then back off a little bit.
He was hexed. That's a total of 8 damage. That's then a DC 10 concentration check. Down goes the entangle. And after you is rats. All right,
Rats.
Braylon, more rats climb all over you and bite on you
Rats.
and miss, it looks like. Then the druid's
Don
turn.
John should get his ready action.
Yep. Nope.
Nope. Okay, the druid is going to cast. All right, he's going to cast. Not good. Not good.
Friendship.
He's going to cast Moonbeam. Enter start. 4 radiant, 12 con save half. Move 60 feet. Okay, so the Moonbeam is a 5-foot radius beam of light. Comes down out of the jungle canopy, or the canopy, and it's going to go on to the only one doing damage is Argus right now. So come down on you, Argus. When you start your turn, you're going to take some damage there. I'll roll the damage when your turn starts.
Unless someone can break con before.
That is
this one.
con, yep. Alright, there's the Moonbeam, and he's concentrating, and then next to go is Braylon.
All right, Braylon will swing with his rapier at the rats.
Alright, that's a hit for 3 points damage, and they got lightning dancing over him.
That's my turn.
Okay, Donjon, your turn.
I'm going to very carefully tee up with my maul and swing at Braylon's feet to
All
hopefully
right.
send some rats flying off into the distance with a 15 for 14.
Nice, that does 7 damage to the rats.
Okay.
Swarm's halfway dispersed. Coralon, your turn.
The rats are covering Braylon to the point where a spell could harm him.
No, you think you're so good at magic you can pick them off with ease.
I have sculpt spell.
Yep.
I am going to have some rat fricassee and use a firebolt on the rat.
All right. That hit for 4 of them. 4 damage.
Ignites him.
Yeah. After Coralon, that
The
round's
smell.
over. Shots, your turn.
I moved.
All right.
Or,
I think I can move to there. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think he's within 30 feet of me. So I will try to insightful fight the. Oh, yeah, that's not gonna probably
The
work.
Druid.
Let's see what he rolls.
You got him.
Charisma check. All right, and then I will throw my crossbow at him. Oh, that's a 14. That will probably miss.
4 or
11. I mean, miss.
It does. Yep. Okay, Johnson's done. Galadwin, your turn.
Eldritch Blast. Druid.
Bold strategy. Yep. 7 misses the druid. After Galadwin, Argus's turn. Okay, Argus, here's your damage. Moonbeam coming down does 12 radiant, 12 con save for half. So 12 radiant. And if you're concentrating, it's a DC 10 check, which you fail, it looks like. So the hex goes away.
Just take a shot at him.
8
Miss.
misses him. Rats are biting at Braylon. 15 misses. Druid's turn. I think you can move that Moonbeam as a bonus. Action to move it 60 feet. What? Alright, up to 60 feet though. So, map
Moonbeam
level.
should be a normal action.
What was that?
Moonbeam should be a normal action to move it.
That's what it says, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what it says. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, it pulls the moonbeam towards him, and it's now coming over Donjon and Galadwin. And
Yep.
he's done. And Braylon, your turn.
All right, this time I'm a rapier with
Okay.
a green flame blade.
Oh, green fluid. Okay. That's a hit. And arcing through, you kill all the rats. Green flame flying.
All right, I'll move to here.
All right. After Braylon, Donjon. Here's your damage for the moonbeam. Take 8 radiant, 12 con, save for half.
Half.
Nice. And if you're a shapeshifter, you have to tell the party now.
If I what? Oh, wait,
Well,
what?
I can't throw.
He was
Well-
actually an elf pretending to be a dwarf.
He's not a
Oh,
dwarf. He's
it's
an elf.
not a dwarf.
He's
I
actually.
knew it.
You fooled me all along.
Your turn, Donjon.
My deception check wasn't high enough. I'm just gonna 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, kind of disperse away,
Uh-huh.
and I'll ready in action if the druid wants to move close to me. I'll
Okay.
swing if he urges.
Corlon, your turn.
Slog through the mud and firebolt at the druid.
22, nice. For 8 and a concentration check. DC 10. Down goes the moonbeam.
Die.
Nice.
Bring back
And-
the fog and the pestilent mists.
Johns, your turn.
I'll move to there. Oh, G11 again. All right. That's
Galadwin, your turn.
We're standing in the swamp, right?
Yes, you are staying in the swamp.
Ah, never mind. Nobody's close enough. Eldritch Blast.
Oh, yeah, that connected. For 8 points of force, but he's still alive. The old man won't die. Argus, your turn. Argus finishes him off. An arrow goes zinging by Braylon and Galadwin and sinks into the chest of the druid. He falls to his knees and then down into the swamp, face first. Rats scurry away in all directions.
All 6 packs of them.
All 6 packs of them. That was going to be rough.
yeah, it was.
Can you imagine 6? Oh, man. Okay,
That's just a lot of HP.
that is. Do you guys want to take a... If you want to take a short rest, you can, or you can press on.
Anyone have a renown potion for August?
I can use my own.
Nice.
I'm good.
Okay, so no short rest, we'll say.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Argus, why don't you roll a d20 for me and roll high. Good job. Okay, so there's 1, 2. All right, then I need Braylon, roll a d20, and you want to roll high as you guys traverse the swamp and try to avoid any creatures. Braylon's good. And then I want Donjon guy in the mess to start with. So John, it's your turn. Roll d20. All right. So you guys are halfway there. Corlon, roll d20. 4 hours to go, you think? Good job. And then Galadwin, roll d20.
Since we are currently, I think, 3 hours away, do you want to cast your mage armor now?
Yeah, if anyone wants to do mage armor, it'd be a good time. And Galadwin, go to roll d20.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh crap.
Set up your marching order again. And then Galadwin, roll a d8 for me.
I'll be in the middle.
4. Ooh, okay. Nice. Everyone take up your march order around Donjon, heading to the east. So Galadwin, unless you want to be in front, you'll want to move. So it's the heat of the afternoon is just blistering in the Hool marshes. You hear the standard buzzing of insects all around you, then it seems to all of a sudden grow much, much louder. And you see coming over the tops of the canopy of rushes ahead, huge, giant wasps in swarms coming your way. These things are like those Japanese wasps that are like 6 inches long.
What the what?
Or 4 inches
Those
long?
exist?
However long they are. And they are coming fast for you guys. Roll initiative. Okay.
Oh, that's not okay.
2 swarms go first. Ouch. Okay.
No, I'm talking about these Japanese wasps.
Oh, yeah. Have you looked them up?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're scary looking. 1, 2, 3.
That's when you thought Australia was the worst place for wildlife.
I just want to say there's a video that's titled 30 Japanese giant hornets kill 30,000 honeybees.
Oh, jeez.
Six centimeters.
Oh, okay.
That's
a
what
lot.
you're
That's a lot
thinking of.
better. A lot better than 6 inches.
Yeah. 6
Okay.
centimeters is still over 2 inches.
Yeah, it's still really big. Way too big. Okay, so the first flight of wasps zeroes in on Galadwin and starts biting up your warlock. And they do 19 to hit you for 8 points of piercing damage.
Damn.
Alright, updated.
44, shit.
2 back. Then the next swarm goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Braylon, you're sweating bullets, but it takes them a double move to get to you. So that worked out good for you. And Argus, your turn.
I will shoot at the ones on Braylon. Does that hit?
A
14?
14 is... Yes, that's a hit. That does 7 points damage to him. Got it. Hey, Tim, can you put the mic on mute? Thanks. John, it's your turn.
Alright, I will fire at the same swarm.
Okay. That's a hit. For 9 damage, does 4.
And I'll just say where I'm at.
And then next goes Braylon.
Rapier with green flame blade.
Okay. Ooh, miss. After Braylon is Corlon.
Corlon, firebolt on the wasp attacking Galadwin.
That is...
Tom, cover, do I need to move like that?
No, you're good where you're at. They're actually in Gladwin Square. A 13. That connects and does 7 fire damage to him. Did you move, Braylon? Did you move on purpose, Braylon?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I moved around to the other side of them.
They tried to bite you when you left. They missed you. Corlon's attack was a hit and did 7. Got it. And then the last swarm goes... They zero in on Braylon too. Biting at your Eldritch Knight, but miss. Next to go is Donjon.
Gonna move 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm gonna swing with my maul at this swarm.
Okay.
24, 10.
Nice. That does 5 to it. Then
And that'll be it.
Gladwin, your turn.
I'll roast the lowest HP swarm with
What are you doing?
Sacred Flame.
Sacred Flame. Okay. 1 Radiant, 14 dex save. Here's their dex save. You got him. 1 Radiant. Then next to go, Round is over. Swarms. Attacking Galadwin. This one's at full strength, but misses you, Galadwin. As you fend them off, then the swarm here is going to move on to you, Don John, provoking from you, Braylon.
Okay.
You can attack if you want, Braylon. That's a hit. You are a Warcaster.
Any feats? It's just
Just a regular rapier attack. For
Yeah.
8. 8 does 4. There's still like 3 wasps left, it seems like. They bite at Don John. Get in under his beard. Go for the delicate dwarven flesh under the beard. That's a hit, but it does half damage because the swarms at half points, so they take 4 piercing, Don John.
4. Got it.
Angus, your turn.
Shoot. Sorry. Shoot the swarm on Don.
That's a miss. John, it's your turn.
Okay, I will try to help out. Glad, is that the name?
Galadwin?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. 12. That actually hit. Doing 16 or 8 points damage to that swarm. Got it. And then, Braylon, your turn.
rapier.
That's a miss. Then,
Yep.
Coralon, your turn.
Coralon will flame bolt again, firebolt again at the swarm on Galadwin.
19 for 8. All right, the last of those wasps dies. Coralon's done. Swarm's turn. Attacking Braylon. This one's full strength, Braylon. And it hits you unless you shield it.
Sorry, we couldn't hear that.
You can shield it,
So that's a
Braylon?
hit.
Or
No,
take...
I'm out of spells.
Oh, okay, so 12 points damage.
Yeah.
Donjon, your turn.
I'm just gonna hit the swarm on me.
You tee up the one
22.
last wasp and
Yeah.
destroy it.
And then 1, 2.
Gladwin, your turn.
Eldritch Blast.
They have no reach, so no disadvantage on your shot. That's still a miss, though. After Galadwin, Argus, your turn.
There's no cover from here.
Correct. Yep. You are right. And 23 connects 4. 8 and 4 is 12, doing 6 to him. And then Argus is done. John's your turn. John's connects for 9 and 7 is 16, doing 8 to him. Now they're below half, at least Braylon. Coralon, your turn.
Try once again. Here and firebolt on the last.
And 3 fire. Oh, 10's missing though. So next to go is Don John.
Yep. Just gonna.
Oh, I'm sorry. The swarm goes, then Don John.
Just
Swarm bites. 17 does not get Braylon, and then you guys finish off the last of them. All right. You know you are now about 2 hours away from Thousand Teeth's pool. You want to take a short rest or just head in? I would recommend a short rest before you go in.
Might as well top off on everything.
Right. So go ahead and take a short rest. You find a place of semi-dry ground in the Hool Marshes and munch on some lunch. Try and find a good shaded spot under the trees.
Hide from the bugs.
Arcane recover some spells. And spend some hit dice. All right. If you want to cast any spells as you're approaching the pool, you can. And you will get to the pool pretty quick here.
Just because I might go ahead and ritual cast detect magic just for fun.
Okay. All right. So here you are approaching Thousand Teeth, the pool of Thousand Teeth. The ground slopes down into a tangle of marsh and trees and a blanket of mist up ahead. Squishing your way into the shallow valley, you arrive at a large pool of brackish water. The pool is about 60 feet in diameter and shaded by a canopy of vines and twisting branches. A gurgling stream at its northern edge feeds the pool. A few yellowed bones are visible in the shallows, and you see a great muddy mound rising from the pool's center. So here is the great muddy mound rising from the pool's center right there. And the pool is fetid and dark and pretty much opaque water. You don't know how deep it might be. The land all around the pool is all difficult terrain. This is the stream that's coming into the pool. You do not see Thousand Teeth, although you have seen signs of him as you've been approaching. Some tracks through the mud here and there that must be from an enormous crocodile.
Can
What
we
would you
approach
guys like to
stealthily?
do? Yeah, you can approach stealthily.
Oh no! Way to be robbed.
All right. As you're squishing and squashing up to the pool, go ahead and put your lead guys, whoever wants to be the lead guy, near the edge of the pool. Or like right on the edge of the water. One more square forward, Don John.
Oh no! I'm trying to go second. Here, fishy, 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 fishy.
Okay, passive perceptions. Who is a 15 or higher?
Ooh. 12.
Passive perception.
I have a 13.
17.
17, nice, okay. That is Argus speaking. Johnst has got a 15. And so, nothing be coming from your south, that's for sure. You see a ripple in the water, Don John, in time before whatever's coming at you erupts out of the water, and it is Thousand Teeth. And at the same time, Argus, you see movement in the canopy overhead, and a enormous constrictor snake is slithering towards you guys. And Johnst, you see a second enormous constrictor snake slithering towards you guys. And everyone can roll initiative.
So there's 2 giant constrictors.
2 giant constrictor
Oh, okay,
snakes and 1 enormous crocodile.
The axis of evil right here in the swamp. Oh my.
Okay, let's see. We got everyone's initiative there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but no snakes. Let me fix that. Okay, now that'll work. Snake 1. Ooh, good for you. Got a 3 on this initiative. Snake 2 got a 6. That's good for you too. Okay, so Gladwin, you can see Thousand Teeth as an ancient crocodilian nightmare. It's lost one of its teeth, and it looks angry and hungry. What would you like to do, Gladwin?
At this point, can I just check, is every single square in this map difficult terrain?
Correct. Unless you can swim, and then the water squares would not be.
Okay, I'd recommend taking out the snakes one by one and then taking Thousand Teeth last. So, Flaming Sphere to the east of the western snake at this point.
Okay. I've got a sphere for you here real quick. Spells, 5-foot sphere. There you go. Put that where you want it. And dex save for him 14 to avoid it. He basically takes 2 points of fire damage. Okay. Anything else, Glad?
Then I move. That's all.
Alright. After your turn, Thousand Teeth gets a legendary action. He will
Probably two.
lunge.
Legendaries at level 3?
Legendaries? They could be, yeah. This is 999 teeth you're talking about here.
Yeah.
He lunges
1,000
forward, teeth.
At me?
Yeah, jaws wide open at Don John. But that's just a move, is all he did on that legendary action.
Might as
Then
well be 998 teeth at this point.
your turn, Don John.
Oh, goodness gracious. Let's go ahead and get the trusty handy dandy greatsword out, and I learned from the master himself, Argus. I'm gonna fighting spirit action surge him
Nice.
for 11 for 9 and 23 for 10,
11 misses. 23 hits for 10. Got it.
and I get 5 temps.
Nice. All done, Don John?
Yep, that'll be it.
Okay, after your turn, he legendary actions a bite on you. 23 to hit for 8 points of piercing.
All right, so I'll just stop doing the temps and only take 3.
After Don John is Argus.
I will bonus action hex 99 teeth.
99 teeth is hexed.
Does 16 hit?
16 does. For 16 damage. Got it. After Argus, Braylon.
My rapier. I'll move up 1 to reach him.
9 does not.
That's my turn.
John's your turn.
I'll move back. Now I'm too worried about the thing behind me. I'm going to try to insightful fight it.
Snakes are very deceiving. Not this one, though.
Holy wow, is that a 0?
Oh, and then
An 8 does not hit it, though.
It's a -4.
Johnst is all done. Thousand Teeth. Thousand Teeth will multi-attack. Bite and tail. First the bite on Don John. 20 for 10,
Gonna
Don
hit.
John. And then lashes around and smashes Braylon with his tail. 23 to hit you, Braylon, for 8 bludgeoning and a 15 strength save or be knocked prone. Oh, you did his strength? Okay. Alright, Braylon, you are knocked prone. So put a prone mark on your guy. Now the first of the snakes goes. It slithers on down around to Johnst. And tries to bite you, Johnst. Or constrict you, I mean. But you dodge its coils. And Corlon, your turn.
Corlon is going to firebolt snake here.
That's a hit for 10 fire. Got it. The other snake travels through the canopy to over your heads. He's like right here over the top of your heads, ready to drop down on you guys. At least that's what you saw last you saw him. But then Thousand Teeth comes lunging towards you. This is actually right after Coralon's turn. That Thousand Teeth, let's see, Braylon, you're prone, right? So I'm
Yep.
going to put a mark on that for prone. Thousand Teeth goes to lash into Braylon, who's prone, with his legendary action, which reset on his turn. Does a bite with advantage. That's a crit for 26 piercing damage to Braylon. Braylon is a ragdoll in his teeth and is flung to the ground. Unconscious, I think. Is that right? Unconscious?
Yep.
All right. Then the snake moved over your heads. The round's over. Gladwin, your turn. So you have one snake on the ground by Johnst and one snake up high. So I'll put... I don't know what to put for up high.
Wings.
Yeah. Flying. There we go. All right, Gladwin.
Sorry, I can't really heal this action. I'm kind of out of action. I move the flaming sphere here. Snake with it, and then Eldritch Blast the same.
Okay. Dex save for the flaming sphere. Made a 14, which makes it, so he's going to take half of that. 14 hit him, so he's going to take 3 fire and 9 force for a grand total of 12 damage. Got it.
He's resistant to fire?
He made a save.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, after Gladwin, Donjon, your turn.
Braylon, what's your max HP?
His max HP is 25.
Okay, I'm gonna pour the superior potion of healing into Braylon to heal him up.
That's 8d4 plus 8.
Plus 8. Okay. Okay. How do I type out a roll? Is it slash roll?
Type slash ROLL space 8d4 plus 8.
23.
Nice. Braylon, you got 23 hit points back. Donjon will replace the potion with inspiration for you.
Thank you. And then I will also second wind myself.
Nice. Okay, Donjon is done.
Wow, 14.
Argus, your turn.
So this snake is out of reach, right?
Correct.
I will bonus action Hexblade Curse 999 teeth.
All right. 17 hit for 10. Plus he's a regular hex, right? So 15 plus 3 more is 18.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, after Argus, Braylon, your turn.
Swing at this foul beast.
Stand up and attack 99 teeth. 14 hit for 9, plus he better not move. Can take off the prone marker, and then John's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna move over here. I'm gonna drop my hand crossbow, and I'll draw my rapier.
Hit.
And because he's my insightful fighting buddy, I do 15.
15. Nice.
And that'll be turn.
All right. After John's is 1,000 teeth, and he resets his legendaries as well. Multi-attack, and first he swings his tail at Donjon, lashing out of the water at you. 17 hit you for 21.
Wow.
That's his bite, actually. Sorry. He bit you for 21 piercing. And then he lashes his tail at Braylon. Missing Braylon. Snake's turn. The snake's trying to throw its coils around Jaunt still with a constrict. Jaunt's still dodging the coils. Coralon, your turn.
Coralon is going to flame Firebolt again. The snake on Jaunt.
Oh, that's a miss. No, you hit. Rolled it twice. The first one's a hit for 1. Okay, after Coralon, the snake in the trees comes down out of the trees and tries to lash its coils around Donjon. Donjon dodges out of the way of that. Now both snakes are on the ground now. And also the snake, Gladwin, it stayed next to the flaming sphere, so I need flaming sphere damage, please. So
Sorry, trying to find it.
Just click the flaming sphere macro.
Yep. I have too many macros.
9 fire. Got it. 9 fire. And then it's your turn, Gladwin.
I Eldritch Blast the snake.
Okay. 10 does not hit.
Then ram the flaming sphere and do it again.
Dex save for it. It failed its save. Took 6 fire that time. Okay. After Gladwin, Donjon, your turn. Oh wait, after the Gladwin, Thousand Teeth is going to try and bite. See, neither one of you are prone. So going to try and bite Braylon. 26 Braylon for 15 piercing. All right. Now, Don John.
I'm going to yell out to everyone to attack the croc and do a fighting spirit. Give myself advantage on my weapon attacks and some 5 temp
Some
pitch points.
Nice hit points. Okay.
And great sword with advantage.
Nice.
14 for 7.
14 connects for 11 damage to him. And you get some tasty temps. And your turn's over.
I love some tasty temps.
And your
Hold
turn,
on,
Argus.
let me take-
I will shoot at the crocodile.
16 connects for 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yep.
12. Got it. Braylon, your turn. 14 connects for 8 piercing. Thousand Teeth is bloodied. Blood's flying every direction as he's lashing around. John, your turn.
All right, I still have a dance partner here, so I'm gonna attack with my rapier,
That's a hit.
and because he's still my insightful.
All right, you shove that rapier right up through its skull, and it just is now twitching and dying.
All right, I will sheathe my rapier.
All right.
That'll be my turn.
Thousand Teeth lashes out with its tail on Don John. 20 Don John, 7 bludgeoning. You don't want to go prone by this thing. 15
Okay.
strength save.
Strength save.
Oh,
15.
you stay on your feet. It lashes out with its bite on. I'm going to pick randomly here. 1 through 2, it's Don John. No, it's Braylon. Here comes the bite, Braylon. 12 misses you. Coralon, your turn.
Coralon, magic missile, crocodile.
Oh, nice. 3 magic missiles streak in for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points of damage. The last one takes him through the skull, and he falls at your feet. Nicely done, Coralon. Only 1 snake left now. Trying to wrap you up, Don John. It throws its coils around you to constrict you, but you avoid them. And Gladwin, your turn.
Ram Flaming Sphere as bonus action. Eldritch Blast as
It dodges the flaming sphere, takes half damage. Eldritch Blast hits, so 7 plus 2 is 9. Okay, Don John, your turn.
Gonna yell out to everyone, now the snake, and also fighting spirit again for some advantage on some swords.
I was gonna go to the pool.
13 hit.
13 for 15,
15, nice.
and some tasty temps.
And Argus, your turn.
I bonus move the hex and then shoot.
Hexed Snake is hit for 9. And Snuck attack for 6 more. And Braylon, your turn.
Braylon will move there and attack.
20 connects with the snake for 5. Plus, I bet he doesn't want to move. John, it's your turn.
I will pick up my hand crossbow, and I will shoot. And I have allies adjacent, so
14 damage to it. It's on its last legs now. Coralon, your shot.
Magic missile.
Oh, that'll make it
Fail.
automatic. Boom. Down
Huge.
goes the snake.
jeez.
Whew. Thousand Teeth is dead.
Before
Might have
it
been a
sinks-
little early to say automatic, but did it have less than 6 or 6 or less?
Yeah, it had like 3, I think.
Oh, okay. Phew.
Yeah. I knew it was automatic.
Before it sinks into the swamp,
Get it the
hold the
jaw.
crocodile up.
You take the crocodile's skull, or as much of it as you can carry back with you, triumphantly through the marsh back to the lizard folk. And there you...
Have a nest or lair we can explore. I hate to be anticlimactic, but
It did not have any kind of riches or anything secured away. But you carry it back to the lizard folk lair triumphantly. You receive a hero's welcome, And they agree to send 2 ambassadors back to Saltmarsh with you to formalize the alliance between the lizard folk and Saltmarsh. And in conclusion, so this adventure took a lot less time than I thought. It could take a long time if you go in fighting.
Is it the
Yeah.
entire 2 sessions, or?
No, we're basically done with the whole adventure.
Oh,
Wait,
wow.
So I'll move up the next adventure to next time I play.
Oh, wow.
See, if it's hard because if you go and fight everything here, then it could take like 2 or 3 sessions.
Yeah, that thing's huge.
Yeah, it's giant.
30.
But if you go in there and do what you're supposed to do, then you can finish in 1. All right, so the alliance conclusion. You succeed in impressing the lizard folk. Queen Othokent reconsiders her previous assumptions regarding the inability of the humans to render worthwhile assistance. An alliance with Saltmarsh is agreed to, which you can report to the town council. The lizard folk dispatch 2 common-speaking scale shield officers named Garut and Vith to Saltmarsh to accompany you as ambassadors. The lizard folk are impressed by your actions and your attempts at righting any wrongs that you commit in the lair, really none, and invite the town to join in the attack on the Sahuagin fortress. They are well received by the council, and the alliance is quickly agreed to when the council members learn of the situation regarding the Sahuagin. The town council recognizes your role in this negotiation and rewards you with the gold you were promised in the initial meeting. So you were able to live high on the hog. There's actually a little bit extra gold you get to keep beyond the normal amount. So I will put that in the summary I send out here shortly. And they ask you to stay around because when the attack is planned, they may call on you again. And that is the end of Danger at Dunwater. Thanks for playing, guys.
Woohoo! Thanks, Tom.
Nice.
So, ACPs, TCPs?
All right, it'll be 4 ACPs and 4 TCPs. And again, the treasure, I'll have to double check and see what the extra treasure is that you get to keep beyond your normal. And let's see, I should have a little thank you thing for the end here.
What is
and the treasure too. Okay. Let's see. You got the helm. So the helm is the helm of underwater action. That is a table F item, which means it costs 16. Yeah. If you wear it, you can breathe underwater. You have dark vision to 60 feet, and you can swim speed of 30. So it's pretty handy. The potion you use, so that's the only item. So you'll have that as an unlock. That's okay. I think you needed it.
Oh, yeah.
If he didn't come back up, you two had gone down completely. They would have been bad fast.
Oh, yeah.
All right, and you got my my DCI number there and all the good stuff. So I will post signups for the next one pretty soon, but it's not for 3 weeks. So go out and have fun and play in other adventures. And I hope I'll see you all back again in 3 weeks.
Yep, definitely want to be back.
Is the next one tier 1?
The next one will be tier 1. Yeah, it's going to be what's it called? Salvage Operation. It's the 4th chapter of Ghosts of Saltmarsh.
Oh.
And it's a tier 1. It's designed for 4th level characters. So if you have 4th level characters, it's perfect. And you can decide, you can kind of hang on to your decision whether you take full or half ACP, depending on whether or not you get in that adventure.
I need to take half if I'm gonna.
Right. Yeah. If you want to play in that adventure and you're already 4th, you'll have to take half to play in that adventure with this character.
Would it be bad to bring first levels or?
No, you can bring it first.
So Tom, I know it says if I find a wizard spell book, I can scribe into my ritual book. But could I share my ritual book with the wizard if he wants to scribe any of my scrolls? Do you know?
That's a real good question. I do not know the rules for that. We got plenty of time. We can look them up and figure it out. So you can just post what your spellbook is. It should be a button on your character, I think. Maybe. Yeah, there you go. And then, Coralon, if you want to share what spells you have, you can just click on the SB button after your gear button, which is there. Yeah.
That's the only one that you have that I don't have is identify, and I could use. I'm gonna take all the rituals eventually, so might as well take that.
So I will. I'll look it up unless you guys know for sure.
I don't know. I don't even remember seeing, but it does say specifically in the ritual caster feat that, I could, if I find like a wizard spellbook. So I'm assuming I can scribe off the wizard spellbook. But it doesn't say anything about reverse.
Whenever you figure this out, will you let me know and perhaps give me a quick update as to how I go about doing this? First time playing a wizard in 5th edition, so I don't know how it works either.
Seems like Brian posted a couple messages in chat too.
Doesn't look like anything there is directly addressing it, though, does it?
No.
Okay. So I'll look that up in the downtime, and I'll send out the summary, and then.
So, since I think I can I spend the one downtime to get identify?
Don't both characters have to spend downtime?
Oh yeah. I mean, okay. If Coralon's willing to spend the downtime too.
Well, I would assume he's not, since he might need it to raise a level.
I'm 2nd level, hoping to get 3rd. So if I have it, I gladly will. But I'm trying to catch up to the rest of you guys. So.
All right, then identify is not one of the major spells I want to get, so it's not that big of a deal. I was just wondering.
Yeah.
I gladly will help as long as I can. I just haven't done this yet, so I don't know how much downtime I need and all that. I need to read up on that. But I don't even have enough money for a pearl, so.
I don't really think I've ever used downtime, like even on my tier 2 character.
You have a spell book, Raylan? 2 spell
Yeah, I've
books?
got 2 spell books.
And I see that you have Tensor's floating disc in one of them.
Yep.
So are you willing to spend a downtime so I could scribe that?
How much does it require?
I think it's just 1, because it's only 2 hours.
Yep, it's only 1 downtime day.
Okay, yeah.
All right, well, I'll scribe that. I definitely want to scribe that one.
And Tom, you will award the number of downtime days when you send out the...
So downtime days and renown are automatic depending on how many advancement checkpoints you take.
Got it.
So you can take either 4 for this venture or 2 for this venture. And for every 2 you take, you get 5 downtime days. So if you took 2, you get 5. If you took 4, you get 10.
Yep.
And for every 4 you take, you get 1 renown.
Got it. I saw that on that summary that she sent me. I just
So
renown,
normally the DM should never award you downtime or renown because that's just automatic.
Yeah.
But treasure checkpoints and advancement checkpoints aren't necessarily tied together. They can be different.
Got it. So 4 ACP, 4 TCP, 1 renown, and 10 downtime for me.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Thanks for playing, everyone.
Thanks, Tom.